Carp Anglers. My name is James Sanders and I am the CEO of Team Fish Fighters. You see that little red button down there? It says subscribe. Hit that subscribe button plus the bell button and you automatically be notified with our great carp adventures. Thanks for watching. Tight lines.
$32.15. Third fish caught. About 12 hours into the session.
On bottom feeder flavored corn and carp cocaine.
Yep. My PB fell to bottom feeder baits again.
Hey Carp Anglers, welcome to the show. James Sanders here and
Tom and Pearson, how you guys doing? You said it's echo again. Hang on.
oh, what the?
We gotta get the echo figured out.
There we go. How's that? Hello? How's that? Oh. I got this one.
Okay, sound mode.
Hey Carp Anglers.
Still echo.
Hello? Hello? Hey Carp Anglers. There you go. How's that? I like that. You like that?
It ain't about what we like.
It is the one I like.
It don't know.
Alright, give me a thumbs up. No. Not real bad, just a little bit.
If it don't matter what we think we sound like.
It does. It does. It's always me. When's my turn?
Your time is to. You have to make sure they're not gonna watch if they can't hear, James.
How's that? Like that? Hello?
Can you guys hear now?
Okay. How's that?
How's that? Can you guys hear now?
Better. Thank you, Paul.
That was thumbs up if you guys can hear us good now with no echo.
Better. Thank you, Jeremy. Is that Jeremy?
So will this work? Do we need to tweak it a little bit more before we get started so everyone can hear us properly and clear?
I don't like your attitude right now. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Carp Talk. We've got a good special guest, Ron Mathews from Wicked Flavors.
Yes.
Man, legendary carp angler. We going to make, real good. Let's start from the beginning. How's your week?
Oh man, it's alright.
Yeah.
It's been hectic.
Is it?
Yeah, just work wise.
Ask me how mine was.
How's your week, Dave?
It was great. Thank you.
Great?
Thanks for asking. Thank you.
You want to take a minute and ride on your horse?
No, yep. You're going to the lake.
Yeah, you need to
Warriors.
put the microphone in your mouth just like that.
Yeah.
So we really need to talk into it for you guys to hear us better. Is that what you're saying?
Paul Metz needs to be our sound system guy. Check, check, check. We're good? Good? Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. That's not about me. I know, it's about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get over yourself, James.
Yes. All right.
But yeah, week's been going pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Make sure you subscribe to our
Yeah,
YouTube
please.
channel if you haven't already, or shout out a friend, try to get them to subscribe to our channel and everything.
Yes, please subscribe to our channel.
In order for us to do that, we've been given some pretty good things, to try to get people to, subscribe to our YouTube channel and stuff like that. We got 2 products of the week this week.
Yeah. Well, it's really one product. Oh, no.
we
two.
got it.
We got it.
One is Tie Bug Pickups, which I just picked them up as a sponsor. Got some of their products here too. Got my shirt in, got a shout out,
Thank you, TY.
Shout out all sponsored, Bottom Feeder Bait.
Bottom Feeder Baits.
Of course, the guys on the team, Joe Lutz with RNW and One On Baits. Working on another kind of sponsor a little bit. Got something in the
I
works.
seen that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
So we're gonna see how that one goes.
So you got a shout out?
Huh?
Does he got a shout out?
Should I give him a shout out?
Yeah, who you shout out to?
Oh.
No, not that.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Okay, let me do my shout out first. No, go ahead. You can do your shout out. Go ahead.
Because it ain't really official, but I got something that works. But he was also donated, to the team to our giveaway.
Yeah.
Big money beepers.
Big money beepers. Thank you, Mike.
Yep, good man.
Yep. One of the giveaways.
Yeah, for sure. Me and James has already picked a number.
Yes, we did.
We want you to go on our YouTube channel. We want you to share some of our videos.
Please.
Share them to your Facebook page. You can tag us. We would definitely appreciate it if you do tag us. But we need you guys to pick a number. We're gonna pick 2 people. Mm-hmm. We've already got 2 numbers.
Yeah.
Grab that one right there, James, and pull it out. So we can.
Pardon me as I whip this.
And it's going to be for, one set is for a female and one set is for a male.
Yeah. These are nice. Very good quality.
Very good quality. As you
Beautiful
can see,
patterns.
Pink. This one's pink and purple.
Orange.
That one's pretty much like
Orange camouflage. Yeah. I like that pink one. That's really good.
So we're going to pick one. Oh, a little loud. Fish on, boys.
Fish on.
So we're going to pick one female.
Yep.
And one male.
Corey's already got 10 down.
Pick a number between 1
and
1,000.
Yes.
1 and 1,000.
And please subscribe to our channel. Please share a video. I don't care what kind of video.
This is a $300. This is a $300 setup that
Yeah. So a big shout out to I'm gonna brain fart, Mike.
Yeah, big shout out to Mike.
Yeah.
And I hope you get to feeling better
Yeah,
soon.
seen that foot thing.
Yep, seen the foot thing too.
Keep that foot propped up.
So you guys better get your numbers in. You guys got a full week.
Yep.
Next week we will go through these comments and we will go through and we will find whoever has the closest number or whoever's closest to the number without going over. If somebody hits it right on the head, that's even better. So hopefully somebody's gonna have 2.
Carp anglers in the house. What's up?
Yep,
Raphael.
Raphael's in there. I seen him. We'll definitely have 2 winners, 1 male, 1 female.
Also,
shout out to Mike. Like I said, appreciate that.
Exactly. Also, check out the carpanglers.com.
Yep.
If you are a first-time buyer,
Yep.
put in the code 10.
Yep. Carp 10.
Carp 10. Sorry.
Carp 10.
That's Carp 10. Carp 10.
You'll get a 10% discount on your first order, and then, just from what I've been hearing,
Oh, the place is booming.
Yeah,
Flying.
it's booming.
It's great job.
Yeah, Joe Lutz just bought a shit ton of landing, the digital landing cradles.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, so that's that's a nice investment, but that's
for out lake.
yeah.
Joe's always good.
But anyways, like I said, we want you to go on our YouTube channel and we want you to share our videos and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our channel.
Yeah.
We would like you guys to share as many as possible, but if we can get you guys just to go on there and share 1, we appreciate it. And we've had, we got sponsors that's stepping up and like with these beepers and everything that's helping us get to the, to where we feel like we need to be with our shares and likes and, and everything like that. More subscribers. Yeah. We get more product onto our shelf. Help support us as much as we try to help support the carp, the carp community. Exactly. And, just the carp guys in general. I got a shout out. You got a shout out? Yeah, Paul Metz. Hey, brother. Thanks for that nice little cup. Look at that. We're matching all. It's got the team fish. I like that though. I like the scales. Carp pattern. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, our teammates. Just let me know, bro. I'll send you my address. That way you can send mine too. Cheers. Oh man, that's tequila. What you got, Jack? Yeah. Oh yeah, Jack. Little Jack. In other news, before we get to Ron with the Wicked Flavors and everything, want to give a big shout out to Robert and his wife and Natalie and them, everybody that runs Hubbard's over there. We had the March Madness tournament Sunday, and you went to it. Yeah. So, you know, when we had the podcast last week, you know, I was like, man, I wonder if we're gonna have more guys and girls than what we had, you know, in prior years. And last year was 74. This week, man, it was hectic, to say the least. We had an overwhelming turnout.
Thank you, Corey.
I don't think nobody out there really kind of guessed we was going to beat that many. We had, I want to say there was at least 115 people.
That's a lot.
Maybe 120.
Yeah.
But I did see some people leave because they knew they was not going to be able to fish.
Yeah.
They let, they let 110 entries in, so 110 people got to fish.
That's a record breaker.
Yeah, you know, I was there myself. 111 people fished. I was 107, and I got there at like 8 o'clock.
So you had like the last draw, didn't you?
Well, no,
Was
actually,
that late?
no. I left at 7. By the time you stop at the gas station and get to Hubbard's, you know, that's 45 minutes to an hour.
Gotta get the groceries.
Plus, I made my bait that morning too.
Yeah. What'd you use? Or is that secret?
Chow. RW Chow, always.
Good.
But so, you know, we had a good turnout. But I was, you know, I ended up getting second draw. I went to the point in 3. You know, we was all, you know, they had to switch the format if the format was not switched up.
Yeah. What's up, Josh Victors?
If the format wasn't switched up, I would have got money. But with there being so many people, you know what I mean, they didn't want to do as many spots. So, but anyways, let me give you guys the rundown, and I'll tell you guys who won.
Who won?
Let's see.
Who won?
John Gordon. He was your champion with 5 spots. Marcus Lunford was your runner-up with 4 spots. Tiffany Lynn.
She got the biggest fish.
Yeah, she got big fish of the day with a 23.5 for $770.
Good sized carp.
Yeah. Brandon Black came in second with a 21.15 for $330.
Brandon.
Third place was Jeff Williamson with a 21.3 for $5.
Good job, Jeff.
For $150. You got Donnie Nelson closest to 17.0 for $500. Peter, man, I don't even want to try to pronounce this guy's name, man, because I'll mess it up. But he's one of the guys from Chicago. He got closest to 19 for $500. And then the one and only Nick Bright, which everybody knows him, closest to 21 for $500. Total payout for a record breaking was $16,550.
What the heck?
Total cash and prizes was paid out that
total
day.
payout? That was like the whole entire total payout?
Yeah.
So what's just the first? That's
Jeffrey drew out with me, man, too. We was standing there. We both didn't have a draw out partner,
So-
man, and boom, I was the second one with the thing.
so what the first place winner get?
First place winner, obviously he got the trophy.
Yeah.
Plus he had 5 spots, which was $200 a spot. So that was $1,000
You
right
took
there.
him about $1,000 on something, right?
Yeah, it just depends if
That's
he.
good payday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a good
Like
payday.
you said, they paid out $16,550. Well, besides minus the lake fees, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for
Gotta pay the dues.
like for a tournament like that.
Man,
But
beginning of the year.
yeah, and they're only going to get bigger, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been doing this for a long time, just carp fishing in general, and that was really there's a lot of new people that I seen from there. Like I want to say those 15 guys from Chicago came down here. They was all wild water guys.
15,400.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeff.
No, I knew that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I
Stop.
got it right here.
Stop. You just said it right there.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you, Jeff.
Thanks.
Look. Total payout was $15,400. They collected total. You know what I'm saying? Was $16,550.
Okay.
You got to minus the lake fee. You know what I'm
But
saying?
he said it first.
It's cool. We're,
Fine,
we
fine.
drew out together.
Okay,
We'll
good
probably
job.
draw out next
Thanks,
week
Jeff.
too.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
But man, I did good. I mean, I caught the fish all day.
How many? What'd you get?
I want to say I caught close to probably between 10 and 11 fish somewhere in there, but they was all small.
Okay.
Like under 10, 10, 11 pounds. I probably would have got one spot if I would have took it up
Good
there,
job.
but I didn't.
No team
not
fish
really.
fighters.
You're a dick.
No team fish fighters.
But yeah, man. So shout out to Todd, for running that tournament too, man, and Hubbard's and them. You guys run a good show.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the legs, man.
Yeah. But yeah, again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And got any more announcements?
Don't forget, for the people that's just watching, don't forget to pick your number 1 to 1,000. We're gonna pick one female, one male.
Well, yeah, we didn't say that part, did we?
Yeah,
Did we?
yeah,
Because that's true.
yeah.
It's one male, one
yeah,
female.
One male, one female. Closest. No, I did not get my rod. I want about. It's probably about $300-something rod and reel.
Really?
Yeah.
From who?
Justin Keaton. I think he had got it in a raffle.
Well, look at that. Good job. Yeah, Justin Keaton was just one of our guests on our shows a couple weeks ago. All right, well, let's get Mr. Ron Mathews on the phone.
Let's get Mr. Ron
8 o'clock.
on the phone.
We're always late. We're always.
I mean,
Somebody said to me, "You sure you didn't say 8 o'clock, James?" No, it was supposed to be. I said around 7. So it's like when I say round 7, I mean like round to almost. It's in 7 area hour code, but it's close to 8. But yeah. But it's fine. Henry 389. Wow.
Hello.
Ron, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing pretty good. Can you guys hear Ron pretty good? Andrew's done.
But yeah, welcome to the show, Ron.
James forgot to tell me that this was running off his.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we've been having problems with the echo and with the microphone.
We got a new sound
We thought
system.
we had it right, but then when we started, we had to mess with it again. So
Last week, Tommy put the
other microphone next to
on the
that.
speaker. It's like, that's where the bad echo came, really bad. But
Yeah. Can you guys hear me fine?
oh yeah, I hear you. But how about got people out there? Can you hear Ron pretty good? It takes a second for them to respond, but
How many people's on here to watch Ron tonight?
yeah, we got about 25 people right now.
Hopefully, man, you better have something good to release. You better be coming out with a new product or something, Ron.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, we have several.
I know.
We're actually going to do a goo.
Yeah,
Dude.
I know your brain don't stop. It's constantly.
Oh yeah, you're Ron. Wow, you
Where to
got
start, really?
Yeah, where do we start with you? You've got like a couple businesses going on. Flavor business, your pizza business,
Yeah,
and
full-time dad.
full-time dad. I mean, just
Yeah. Those are
Those are
like 90% of my time.
Can't forget about the wife neither. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah. That's my labeler.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
That's so it's not the wife. She's your labeler.
Right.
Get to work.
Labeler, gotcha.
I just sent her a big list right now and sent her down to the garage.
That's
Yeah, that way.
Keep that-
Yeah, tell her we'll have a show. We'll have a show special for her when she makes it to the bottle pour.
Let's hear her side of the story one day.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, we was thinking about that. We was thinking about
Yeah.
having all the guys put their wives on and let all the wives watch us and let them comment on what they think about all the guys, in our carp fishing and our soap opera.
Yeah. What do they think about us fishing? Let's hear their input.
That'd be an interesting take on it.
I think so.
Yeah, it would. But anybody you want to give a shout out to, Ron? I know you sponsor a lot of places. You do a lot of things.
Right. The shout outs are hard because I hate doing those because I always leave people out that are really that are really important.
Yeah.
You know, I have 3 captains, so to speak.
Nice.
I think I did my team a little different than a lot of people.
Yeah.
I chose 3 captains in 3 different states, and that allows me to give them the freedom to choose the team, the people they want to fish with, that can be really good representatives. So I would like to say, you know, Rick O'Brien here in Indiana,
Okay.
Kelly LaRoe out in Georgia, she's fantastic, and Greg Deal out in Pennsylvania. Well, he's in West Virginia. He doesn't like to say PA, but you know, he hangs out there. Those guys are really important to my team because they kind of filter a lot of things, and I think that's one of the important things is being able to count on multiple people to help fill around the team. So those 3 would be my major big shout outs.
Yeah, great. I like how you did that. You know, you got, and how many people, anglers, do you have on per team that you think you might have?
Well, we have 6 in Indiana.
Okay.
We have 4 in PA, and then we have 4 more in Georgia.
Okay. Gotcha.
And we just started with 2 in North Carolina. I don't have a team captain yet. North Carolina is a little different, as you know.
Yeah.
I think that we're leaning toward picking up somebody that fishes one of the circuits right now.
Sweet.
But that's currently what we have.
Nice. I like that. I like how that whole layout that you just did. That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I think it's efficient more than anything.
Yeah. You know, you got somebody looking over the team plus distributing the flavors around too. So how you know?
Right.
I mean, do you?
Yep.
I got a question. When you, as a sponsor for your flavor company, all that stuff, do you give out like a lot of flavors? I mean, like boxes or you know a bunch of.
What he's asking
Tons.
is, how do you,
Yeah.
you know, I know the answer to this question already, but
Yeah.
I'm, you know, obviously we're going to let him answer, but he's asking, like, what do you do for your, you know, your sponsorees? Are they paying so much a bottle because of, you know, obviously they're shouting you out on all their platforms or what?
Right. So, normally what I'll do is, like when a new flavor comes in, right?
Right.
I'll give them, everybody get a new flavor for free.
Okay.
But because of price and everything, they all usually pitch in like $3 a bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, that helps me not, you know, go backwards really far, and, you know, they're not paying retail. So I think it's a win-win for our team that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because yeah, you and me talked before about flavoring and all that stuff. How sometimes it gets expensive just by the shipping and all that stuff, and just the way prices goes up on each jug or whatever that comes to your way. And it does get pretty expensive, and for you to go ahead and give it out, that's pretty generous. And
Carp fishing has gotten really expensive
you need help out too.
Yeah.
compared to
The prices this year are just insane.
Yeah.
Every single aspect of it went up. With our lids went up, 2 or 3 cents. The bottle went up 20 cents. Labels, that's just in that. The shipping went from 17 to 22.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include, there's some of our flavors, and what really hurts is like our grape. It was about 170 a gallon. I mean, it was 70 a gallon, and we got a message that it may go up to 140 a gallon,
Man.
which is pretty high. Yeah.
That's
It's because there's a demand for it. There, all them years, there wasn't really a demand for it too. I mean, obviously prices of everything's going up too. But it's supply and demand.
Right. Yeah.
But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Ron? I know you're in the flavor business, but what else do you do? I mean, for some of the anglers that don't know about you,
Yeah. Well, So I own a pizza restaurant in Brownsburg. I've owned that now for a third of my life.
Yeah.
I have I have 3 kids. 2 of them live with me. I have a daughter that lives in Fishers.
Nice.
And I started really late. So, while some of my friends are grandpas, I'm just now being a dad to 2 teenagers.
Well.
And they take a lot of my time, and they just keep, But my daughter doesn't want anything to do with fishing, not even a little bit. She's like a girly girl. But my son, he always tags along, and he's the first one in the truck when we go down. So
Nice.
he's like, "You're not leaving me."
Well,
and he
we'll do
beats me to the truck.
We'll definitely do some praying for her, and maybe she'll go that one.
I think maybe play as she gets a little older.
She's unique. It's all
Well,
good.
she'll see
That's
that,
great.
maybe
She's got her own personality going.
she can just come and see and maybe see what you enjoy about it so much. You know what I mean? I'm sure she's came a couple times.
She does go when we go Wednesday night. We go to Hubbard's, on their shootouts, and she likes to roast marshmallows and stuff. But man, she's not gonna pick the fish up. I just can't even see it.
Yeah.
And speaking of Hubbard's, like you guys touched on, that was an amazing turnout, wasn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
it was.
that was just unbelievable.
I knew it might
Only thing
break, but I didn't think it was gonna break that big.
Yeah, I just think it's hard to change. It's hard to have a format like this is what we're gonna do, and go for it. You know what I mean? But it was understandable because it would have been hard to keep track of 111 spots.
Right.
You know what I mean? They cut it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they cut it to 55, and there was people out. With it being early in the year like that, the fish are not gonna. The fish ain't gonna. They're gonna bite, but they're not gonna bite like they normally do.
Todd's been doing that for 6 years now.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while now.
About 6 or 8 years.
Yeah, but you also got to take into effect, I don't think Todd can count to 111, can he?
Well,
No, probably not.
No.
That's
Sorry,
probably why they cut it to 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good move on their part.
Yeah. But
I had to get my dig in on Todd.
But there was probably a lot of people that that drove 2, 4, 5 hours. That probably caught 2 or 3 fish, but they was only 9, 10, or 11 pounds. That probably could have got a little money if they had more spots. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, I can understand that, but you also, you got that many people, you want a really nice big turnout.
Oh yeah.
They want, higher paying spots.
Oh yeah,
Right.
most definitely. I mean, it definitely worked out. I mean, it was a good tournament. That's the first time I really kind of been out since like January or something when we fished once or twice. But I didn't win no money, but I had a hell of a time catching fish that day. I had two people next to me that didn't catch nothing.
For sure.
One, you know what I mean? So.
Some of my funnest times there at the lake comes when I'm not catching anything.
Yeah, when you're walking around. Run, you're on.
Bear's that way.
Huh?
Bear's that way.
He used to be. He's more. If he's fishing a tournament, he's on the. You want to be on them rods, man. When you got $16,000 up for grabs, you want to be on your rods. You want to keep pumping that bait in there because that's really what happened to me. Like I hit 1 or 2, like boom, and then it got dead, and then I started pumping bait, and eventually, they will move in. They may not be there now, but eventually they'll come in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ron,
That's exactly right. I think the biggest thing in carp fishing that you can do at some of these lakes is just keep pumping that bait in that water.
Yeah, because eventually, maybe, and then, some people fish with corn too, which, I love fishing with corn, but, like, I'm gonna be honest, I see how some people fish with corn compared to, like, I feel like how I fish with corn, and sometimes I don't see how people catch fish, to be honest, because they're pumping so much corn in one spot. How are they even gonna find your little 3 pieces on your hook when you just dumped a half a gallon or half a 5-gallon bucket of corn?
Right.
But
I think fishing that corn is a big balance there, TP, because you got to take into the fact that the little bluegills and everything picking out in that little pile as well.
Yeah.
But you're right. I've seen people throw whole cans out there, and I'm like, good luck now.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, now it's just it's on though. It's fishing season is definitely here. It's upon us.
Yeah, it is.
I know.
How much chow do you think was thrown this weekend?
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Enough to make the price jump up $10. You know what I mean? And and that's crazy too, man. Like, and
Also, carp anglers for everybody's chow. Go to the up to Bobber Shop. I heard they got about good 4 skids of chow.
Yeah,
up
they
there.
do have a bunch of skids,
Grandma.
chow, man.
But if any other bait shops too, good, go for them too. So we're
Yeah,
supposed to.
man, that's not what we need to do. We don't need to go buying bags of chow. We need to stick together and band together and start fishing our lakes different is what we need to do.
Now you say that, but do you think it's going to happen?
No, it's not going
I mean,
to happen. But the only way we can make the chow, the price of chow go down is to stop using it.
Yeah, but this like never happened.
Everybody bitches and moans and complains about paying $100 and something for a bag of chow. Well, you know what? Let's start buying $25 bags of oats, and everybody start throwing oats. Or everybody start throwing rice. You know what I mean? But that, that's not going to happen here. You know what I mean?
It might happen, TP.
I mean,
Let me tell you what,
I wish
last
it would.
year-
Ron, just like I know, you know what I mean? Like, our lakes would be so much better without it.
Last year, TP, I did not throw one ball of chow. During our tournament.
You're a strong man.
I
That's
fished
awesome.
next to him a lot last year, and he's not lying. Like,
Not one time. And I got second in the points.
Nice.
So people, I told Phil when we started this, I'm going to show people that you do not have to throw chow. Not one time. Not one time did I throw chow last year. And, I think there was a couple times I got skunked, but not a lot.
Right.
I mean, there was, on those days, those people with chow were getting just as skunked. But I'm telling you, I think my mix is probably pretty close to that carp cocaine because it looks pretty similar, and it's that
Nice.
carp cocaine.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try that a couple times. I'm
You
going to throw
should.
me a couple bags in there
I'll throw you a couple
because it looks just like the. I don't know what's in it, but I do a lot of bean meal
Yeah.
with a little panko and some wheat germ in it, and it looks pretty close. And you probably have.
I got
you probably
13 different.
elevated that even more.
Yeah, I got 13
So,
different ingredients in it. But
I think I'm going to get me a couple bags
go for it.
over there at Christie's and try that.
Hell yeah! Matter of fact, I throw some your way, man. I don't care. Go for it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's now called Carp Cane.
Is it carp cane?
Yeah, I had to change
Okay.
it because I kept on getting kicked off Facebook all the time because they see the
Oh,
word Carp Cane, and I'm like, I'm not a drug dealer. I'm just trying to sell bait. Like,
that's funny. Yeah.
So I mean.
So yeah,
Yeah, but it is. What do you do?
yeah. But I tell you what, if people, they should get a bag of that. If they don't have a good blend and they can't make it,
Yeah.
they should go out there and throw a bag of that versus the chow. And I think it's important to put them side by side, and I'll tell you why. It's because you're not going to get 50% of them are not going to get away from chow.
No.
But if they ease that carp cane and they see that they can catch it on, soybean or oats or something like that, that's when you're going to be able to pull them away from chow. When they're just going to have to be able to see that they can catch it on other things.
Yeah. I just picked up Lake Legends. They're going to start carrying some of my product, but I mean I got the carp cane, and I got the other two that he likes a lot so far. The wild oats and then hog chow. But of course, those got the hog chow, wild oats. They both have chow in it, but it's not
Do
a
they?
lot. Yeah, it's not a lot in it where into a ball.
Right.
Mainly, it's a lot of it's just panko and other ingredients. So but
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. How's your pizza business doing? Your pizza is awesome, brother. You did a good job on that
Oh.
stuff.
I appreciate that. It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got a really decent staff now. It's been years since I could say that I had a really good staff.
Good.
And
Good help.
there's always that up and down.
Yeah.
And currently right now we just have a really strong staff. And, believe it or not, my teenagers that I have in there right now are just killing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You ever see in the future that your kids might take over?
I doubt it.
Well,
My daughter is, she don't have anything to do with that either. She's not a very big people person. And then my son,
yeah.
I don't even know how to put this. He's in high ability, and I just want more for him than the restaurant.
Good. That's always good. You know what I mean? You always think big for your restaurant because, basically you went through and struggled a lot, but their pizza's great. I love it. I mean, it's always on the news all the time. Fox 59 or other channels that, the news sites, they just know they got some good product. So,
We have been real lucky on that as far as the picking up some of the media.
Yeah. But let me ask, Tommy, he went to the restroom real quick, so I want to.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. When did your passion for carp fishing start?
So probably when I was in the teenage years, me and Kevin Tharp, we were neighbors, so we would walk to
Kevin Tharp.
Longacre Park, and I think that's when we very first started fishing for carp. And it was, before we would catch channel cat and things like that, but when we finally hit like a big 15-pound carp, I'm like, oh my God, my little 808 or my 404 almost broke, and it was just the greatest thing.
Wow. Yeah, I remember those 404s and the 808s. That's when I was a kid.
Do you know that when I fished my first tournament that Mike Reimers was having, I used my 808s.
No kidding.
Yeah. Kevin Tharp gives me a big old hard time about that. I still have my 808s from when we were kids.
So back in the day, I don't know, that was probably back in the lawn chair days, for
It was.
the fishing stands and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
If
You, what was one of you been to the wagon wheel back in the day?
I was actually, that's probably one of the funniest incidents that I've ever had fishing for carp happened at Wagon Wheel.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. Bring it on.
Do you you remember how you had the back lake back there that had the cement pad?
Oh yeah.
The concrete pad?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, me and Kevin, I think his grandfather might have dropped us off over there. I can't remember for sure. And back then you fished with one pole, and sometimes you could buy two.
Yeah.
And so Kevin had one of his poles, I think the tip of it broke off.
Okay.
And again, he and I were just kind of old country folks, and we weren't very smart. So Kevin ties about a 15-foot leader on his hook, or line on a hook, and tosses it out and ties it to his lawn chair. Well, one pole takes off, Kevin runs to that. I go grab the net, I look over, and there went his chair in the water.
That's what I was just thinking. There goes that lawn chair.
Yeah, lawn chair was gone. That was not a smart move on our part.
No, jeez. That happens. You learn, live and learn. But
Yeah.
what was another question I had for? Oh, let's go back to your flavor business.
Yep.
You've been doing the flavor business, maybe, I want to say 4 years. Is it 4 years strong, or am I wrong?
This is my third year.
Okay, so I'm pretty close.
Yep.
Okay, and then what made you thought about, hey, I'm gonna go into the flavor business now and all that kind of stuff, and now it's like a great company right now.
So it kind of started out with Greg and I. I was fishing with Lake Monster, and I wasn't sure which way Jack was going to go with the company. I thought he might be done, but I couldn't tell. He never really told me that. But Greg Deal and I fished for John, and John was going through some things at the time when that happened. So we just decided, I already had an account with Gold Coast because I get flavors actually for my restaurant for when we're doing keto, like chocolate and caramel and stuff like that. But anyway, so Greg and I were talking. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to see if I can sample out some grape and stuff like that. And it just kind of, I initially had planned on not doing very much, maybe doing, 5 or 6 different flavors, just doing something here local in Indiana.
Yeah.
Maybe just for hubs and highway. Okay. But man, it just kind of got away from me.
Yeah.
Product speaks for itself. So.
Yeah. Oh, it does. You got some.
Well, I appreciate that.
Nah, you already know, Ron. I've been fishing a long time. I've used every flavor company.
Yeah.
I've always liked R&W. That's why I went to Joe Lutz, for a sponsorship. But
he does good too. Yeah, but, absolutely.
Ron's got, everywhere, people's catching fish on his flavors, constantly giving shout outs. You can't take nothing away from your flavors, Ron. Your flavors produce a lot, and they produce big fish, and they produce a lot of money winnings too, man. So I would definitely give yourself a pat on the back too, man, because you've made one hell of a product coming in, just being a regular fisherman. You know what I mean?
And and your labels, just on the product itself, it's eye catching.
Yeah.
I feel like you.
That's Ron coming out in the bottles.
Yeah,
that's all Ron.
Graphic design is my passion. I do really love doing that. I'm just not as great at it.
You started. You did the bottom feeder baits, didn't you, for Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm probably have to get with you here soon.
Why? Because you're running out.
I'm running low. I'm getting low. Low.
Yeah.
Ron, we're gonna. I don't know if did you ask him about questions?
I did ask him questions, but nothing off the screen.
All right. Well, you got a few questions off the screen. So if you don't care, I'm gonna read a couple of them to you. If you can just comment to them. The first one we're gonna do is to Ty Bug. With Ty Bug Pickups. He said, I have a question for Ron. He said, first of all, great flavors. You make good product. But my question is, what is your favorite bottle of Wicked?
Oh, yeah.
So this is, I've learned from fishing the different lakes, this really depends.
Yeah.
If I'm going to North Carolina, I really like if I'm going to use a pickup, I really like using like our triple threat, which, again, a shout out to those guys. The guys in North Carolina is the ones that gave me the idea for it. It's a combination of cinnamon, anise, and what is that? Pumpkin.
Okay. Pumpkin.
So it's a really good flavor. But here in Indiana, who's not going to have grape in their chow?
Yeah.
I mean, that's 99%. If I go to highway, I really like Hub's VBN in my bean.
Yeah.
I think that's hard to beat. And a shout out to Robert on that too, by the way. That's not me coming up with the flavor. Hub's VBN is actually
Bobby Hubbard's.
Bobby's.
Yeah, classic.
Yes. It's his actual flavor. Robert gave me permission to get that flavor.
Nice.
Shout out to Robert.
I think I remember that.
I have some, so I just can't.
I think I actually remember Robert saying that to me or something. Well, he didn't say it to me, but I overheard the question. He said he was going to try to get you, maybe see if you do his dad's flavor. I think it's a couple years ago.
Bobby's on the front of it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
on the BBN.
I did a little nod to Bobby and put him on the front of the bottle.
Yeah.
He'll always be a legend around the carp community for sure. It's great. I knew, which Ron did too. I knew Bobby before Bobby was a lake owner. You know what I mean? Just because I grew up around Wagon Wheel watching my dad fish against, all of them. You know what I mean? Because that was all, that was their hangout back then. So, another question for you, Paul Metz. He said my question for Ron is, does he make powders, and if so, in multiple flavors?
I messed with powders last year. I decided not to go that route this year. I think I ended up giving the powders to Dustin, and he's going to be using again some of his pickups. But I honestly just focus. I'm trying to focus as much as I can on just the flavors. I kind of went a little bit on some sprays, and like I said, I'm going to introduce the goo. But powders is it's taking on another entity, and I think that at least for this year, I'm not going to do powders.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, you got all kinds of variety of stuff already. I mean,
Yeah.
How many flavors do you actually think you have?
Too many, way too many.
Just to keep up.
About 70. We added, 4 more this year, just to the lineup. We added an NC Candy, which is an odd blend that several people had asked for. It's like an apricot blend. And then we've got, we added on a strawberry that a couple guys have been working with in North Carolina that they catch a lot on at Pops. So I've been working on a strawberry. It's called Southern Strawberry, and that is it's kind of like a hybrid.
Okay.
It is a blend with glycol and an alcohol base. So it kind of bleeds pretty fast, but it doesn't bleed all the way out. So
Okay.
I kind of like that one a lot.
Which one of your flavors the name of the flavor that you thought was going to be really, really good, but it didn't really sell?
Yes, I can't even think of the name of it now.
Yeah.
The Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin.
Yeah, it didn't sell hardly at all. As a matter of fact, I think we're probably not going to bring it back this year. But the Green Goblin was a blend.
Yeah.
It was a Green Monster, which is like a banana
Yeah.
and butternut.
Okay.
And then we added pineapple to it. And
sounds
it was
good.
a
Yeah,
bright
it
green
does.
color.
It does.
I bet that flavor
I bet
was good in the wild.
we start announcing it. Hey guys, get that Green Goblin going on. Test it out. See what you think. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up, or get whatever. Let's get that Green Goblin back on the market again.
I thought it was a good flavor.
Yeah.
They're gonna be blowing you up.
Yeah, just to see what happens. I just want to see you guys test out the Green Goblin. Demand for the Green Goblin. Let's see how get those sales up on the Green Goblin. Just to make Ron rethink about it.
So you was talking earlier, Ron. You was talking about new products coming out. You said you was going to come out with a line of goos.
Yeah.
What flavors are you thinking about, and how many in the line do you think you'll have?
So I kind of bounced it off the team, to try to see where we would be and what what interest it would be.
Mhm.
And I think we're gonna land on 4, the number 4. This way we can get it out. It's it's not a magnitude. I can concentrate. We're gonna do definitely a grape. We have to have one of those for Indiana.
You have
We're gonna do a banana.
But that's good.
And I haven't decided if I'm going to do like the bright yellow banana or the new vivid banana, which is a blue.
Okay.
And then an extreme peach. And then our 4th one is, are you guys familiar with Tiffany's Big Wins the last couple times?
Yeah. I mean,
we've seen that big fish.
I
that
mean,
she
we've
caught.
seen. I mean, obviously, we've seen what she's won. But obviously, a lot of people don't know what she's
Yeah.
using or whatnot.
Well, I don't want to give up her secret, but the 4th flavor is a strawberry, and it's going to be kind of blended towards what she loves. So
Okay. Sweet.
I might even call it Tits Strawberry.
Stop, man! I see her if she's watching right now. I can just imagine her head's over there swelling up. You know what I mean? But you can't take nothing away from her, man. She's come.
Yeah.
She started the game a few years ago and didn't really know nothing about carp fishing, and she's came a long way. So you can't take nothing away from her.
Yeah, Rick O'Brien got second with that same strawberry,
Oh, wow.
and the funny thing is they're using it as, like a dip right now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was thinking about a goo.
Yeah.
Okay, I can dig it. I like that. I like
Another question, I don't know if we have any wild water guys really watching right now. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people fish in the wild. You got some teammates and stuff, and people that you sponsor that's going to be fishing in the wild and stuff. So, have you thought about coming out with a wild water line? To focus on more like pineapples, tiger nuts, stuff like that.
We already have that, T. So we have a berry squid, we have tiger nut, we have, obviously monster crab, and what was our other one? One that is just straight up disgusting, but a frankfurter that, a lot of them use, and then our green mussel.
Yeah, green lip mussel.
You there, Ron?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you are.
okay, okay. That was like,
Yeah, we thought we lost you for a
pause
second.
there.
All right, how about this other one? There you go. What do you think makes a good carp angler?
I guess everybody has a different opinion of this. A lot of, Phil and Nick are obviously really good carp anglers.
Yeah.
I think it's just about anybody could be a good carp angler. One of the biggest things that I really like and enjoy, like I fish with several guys that are a little older, so
A little bit
it's
laid
not
back.
really as much as can you catch the volume, can you pose with a big fish. I think what makes a great carp angler is somebody that can catch carp and be happy with what they caught.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
because really, anybody can. I've watched some of the best guys blank.
Yeah. It's fishing.
Yeah.
Somebody that just tore them up last week and they won $1,500 last week, but this week they didn't catch a fish. Like it happens to everybody. Consistency is definitely key, and like Ron was talking about, believing in what you're doing,
Right.
not overthinking everything. Because you could definitely get in some
Right, yeah.
and then throw your whole down.
And that's another thing I think that a lot of people get confused on is they'll throw 10 or 12 different things out there and just muddy up their whole swim.
Yeah.
They do. I seen that a lot.
What?
Muddy up the whole swim.
I mean, that's if the fish are out. I mean,
Yeah.
if fish is out there, then they're going to be out. They're definitely going to be in your swim.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another question. Man, I'm having a brain fart.
Again?
Again. Wow. Do you do much wild water fishing, or is it always just strictly pay lakes?
No, I do wild water here in Brownsburg and over by Eagle Creek. I just don't have as much luck as I do in the pay lakes.
Right. Now I fished there at Eagle Creek plenty of times. You ever catch a big carp out of there?
No,
You would think.
10 to 12 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, max.
That's what it seemed like.
Bunch of 5, 6, and 7s.
But that lake is so big, you would have to think.
There is.
Oh,
If
sure
there's-
there
if
is.
them little ones are in there, the big ones are in there too. But a lot of things are different now because there's so many housing additions going up, so you can't fish a lot of the good places that was able to fish a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, there's like areas around the bridge. I think if you bait it pretty good, I'm pretty sure they'll come. So, but.
Have you ever been to Dale Hollow, Ron?
No, I haven't. Kevin is trying to get me to go down there a couple times, and I really need to.
You should.
But I haven't made it down there yet.
Yeah.
It's on my list of this year, and so is going to Texas.
Yeah. Want to do some buff or just carp comments?
I'm going for the buff. I'm going to try to catch me the biggest one I can.
Ron, you should definitely, if you're gonna, I don't know if you're gonna. If I was you, I would get a hold of Austin.
I am. That's where who I want to book it through, and then we're gonna go to actually. I think it's Austin Lake or something like that.
Yeah, and he has a spot. I don't know if this is where he's talking about, but he has a spot to where if your wife and even your daughter wants to come, there is like a cabin or something like that. There's a couple of them, or a hotel or something that's right there across from where he fishes at, just in case. You know what I mean? Like. They don't
right. No, but if I do it, I'll probably come down with the guys, trying to get maybe Todd and Kevin to go with me.
Yeah, yeah, it'd definitely be a fun time. He definitely has some good rates too.
Yeah, I went to. Was you there with me when we was fishing with Kevin Tharp? No.
And Del Hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah, was there? He fished next to the boat.
That boy, I tell you, he is. My God, he worries about every little piece of bug.
He wouldn't want him. I don't blame him.
Yeah, he says that thing's gonna kill you, James. Get away from it, James. It's gonna kill you.
Then James comes walking through the woods with a big ass black snake.
Well, that happened one time. That don't happen.
Yeah, that one time. Yeah, just because you wasn't at work, it's always a raccoon.
Oh, yeah. That's another story. But
do you? Quick question. Do you put flavor in your bait, and if so, how much? And what is your go-to flavor?
What's your secret, Ron? What's your secret?
All right, so a lot of times I have something called Sour Power, and
I like that.
What I did was I reached out to the research and development team at Gold Coast, and I told them what I want to do is I want to make my bait as sour as possible, as quickly as possible, and have it come off as fermented. So that being said, like I said, I don't throw chow. I just throw the bean meal and the oats and things like that. So I'll start off with putting, about 4 capfuls of the Sour Power in there.
Yeah.
And then depending on what lake, most of the time, I just really like Bobby's, the Hubbards. It's a good flavor.
It is a good flavor.
It's actually made with real butter, and it looks like it has sugar crystals in it. So most of the time you're going to see that. Every once in a while you're going to see, like, I'll take, one of the things I'll like to do is I'll take 2 pounds of oats, and I'll flavor the oats, and then I'll add that into a non-flavored bucket,
Okay.
Kind of give it a plain with a little hint of flavor.
Okay. Do you mess with rice baits at all?
Yeah, sometimes. Normally, the only time I ever throw it is down in North Carolina.
Okay.
We did last year.
Yeah.
We did a lot of rice as we sold it. I made a bunch.
Okay.
I might do that again this year. I don't know yet. The price of the buckets went way high. I don't do the bags. I try to package it really cool with you get 5 pounds of rice plus the bucket and everything.
Yeah.
But the bucket took a little bit of an increase.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes I get jealous. Not say jealous.
No, you said it right.
Did I say it right?
No,
Okay, maybe
yeah.
I did say it right. Okay. I was like, gift bags. I seen those gift bags that you get like at Adam's Outdoor. I'm like, what? Man, why didn't I think of that? I'm like, that's a good move right there. I'm like, good job, Rod.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that came to me 2 years ago when I was thinking, I'm looking around and I could find all these gift bags for my wives and everything, but I thought, what about us? Like you were talking about getting all the wives together. What do they get? They're fishermen.
Yeah, what's
so
our
I
time
thought, this would be cool. It's already in a bag. They go pick it up and boom.
Yeah,
love it.
Sure.
That's awesome, man. That's
awesome.
awesome.
And this is for the people that's out there watching too. Don't forget, we got a giveaway going on from Big Money Beepers.
Yeah, if you guys just tuned in.
Yeah, pick a number between 1 and 1,000. We're gonna pick 1 male, 1 female.
Yep.
Both get a set of beepers. You have until next Wednesday
No, actually, it's going to be next Tuesday.
Yeah,
the
I'm
show's
sorry.
going to be Tuesday.
The show will be next. It'll be next Tuesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. I'm on
We
call,
also
so.
we want you to go on there and share at least one of our videos. You can share multiples too, but
If
pick
you're
one
not-
between 1 and 1,000. And
Yeah, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe.
Yep.
And hit the like button and hit the bell button so you can be notified automatically with our great carp adventures. I got that patent down pretty good.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, TP, talking about those beepers, you know how you're saying I'm never at my pole, right? It's always, run, come
Yeah.
get your pole.
Yeah.
Well, Mike at Big Money Beepers made me a set. I can't wait to use them this year. And it comes with not one, but 2 pagers.
Really?
This way, my pager will go off, and then whoever my partner is at the time will have my other pager. So I'm not missing a fish this year.
Heck yeah.
He said, "What if I definitely as both?" He said, "What if I identify as both?" Manny Aguilar, we already know you identify as both, bro. That's okay. We know how it is.
It happens.
Out number on this post, gentlemen.
Are you, do you use a lot of oats?
Yeah, he said last year.
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
last year I threw, I'd say 60-40. 60-40. Most of the time I'll throw soybeans,
Yeah.
but like a lot of times when I hear like a lot of people are catching on oats, and that's when I'll switch over, try that. But Phil Lucas taught me a very good important thing
Oh, he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah.
Make one bait and take one bait. So you always see me, I'll be there with one
That
bucket.
works sometimes, but I've also
Never more than that.
I've also seen people make, like I've seen Phil make oats, and he was like, man, I told myself I'm not making chow today. I'm not making chow, but I've seen him, have to bite that bullet, man. And
Did you bring chow?
when?
You, last
Yeah, that's all. That's
Yeah.
I don't throw nothing but chow.
Well, I don't have the willpower like you guys do, so I leave mine at home.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is, Ron. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody looks at it like that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
95%.
Oh
of
no,
people that
no.
you're fishing with
What
is
works for
throwing-
other people? This is what worked for me is
Yeah.
just going single bait.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, you know what I mean. If you're throwing oats, you may not catch a bunch of fish, but you might have a good chance of catching a couple good quality fish. Versus
That one fish.
yeah, you know what I mean. That's gonna get you paid, get you qualified. All the the whole nine. Because like I
Yeah,
was throwing chow, them little ones will come in there, man, and you will just catch nothing but 10-pound fish all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So, here. I'm gonna throw this one at you. Who do you look up to as a mentor or advice on carp fishing?
A lot of times I will use what's like a crowdsource. I'll ask multiple people, get advice on different things, and see like what the most popular answer is. But if I had to go to one person, I just wanted to know, and I could count on that person telling me the truth, it would probably be either Kevin or Phil, but mostly Phil. Kevin is not fishing as much, Phil's out there 3 times a week, so
And you're talking
it would be
Kevin
Phil
Tharp and Phil
Lucas.
Lucas, right?
Yeah. Kevin Tharp.
Yeah, I mentioned Kevin a lot. Kevin and I have known each other for over 50 years, so
We really,
So-
everybody really knows.
I'm not sure if that's
we're
crazy
gonna
or if it's sorry for you.
We're gonna
or
keep it
something.
PG-13, but everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? We know.
Kevin's a good guy.
No, Kevin is a good one.
Okay. I guess let's talk about the Midwest Carp Masters.
alrighty.
Where do you see that going this year? Like just off. I know you wasn't there at the March Madness tournament, but seeing that turnout on that, like where do you see the March Madness tournaments going? With how big of a turnout that we had
Alright.
just for the March Madness?
You guys are cutting out on me. Couldn't hear it.
Okay, so where do you think that Midwest Carp Masters? How do you think it's going to go this year with just we just had the March Madness tournament, and we just had that big turnout. So what do you think our first qualifier is going to be like?
I think we're going to have 71 people if the weather is good at Highway.
Okay.
I think that I project that we're going to have a good year. We have a hiccup right now. I know you guys probably read the thing about
somebody just
Lake
said
Monroe.
something. Yeah, somebody literally just said something. Somebody just said, Daniel Lineberry said, what's going on with Liberty?
Yeah. So we had Liberty on the schedule, and we talked to them.
Yeah.
And one of the contingencies was that they had to stock more carp.
Okay.
Well, we have been planning in case that didn't happen. So, we have until April 26th. I don't know what's going to happen. If I was going to guess, I would say we probably move that one over to Hubbard's and then fill in everything else as soon as we can without rushing. We're not going to panic.
Right.
We have a couple things that we're working on that I don't think Phil wants released right now.
Okay.
But it's still going to be a great tournament. It's not gonna detour that.
Right. Right.
And this is just a question. I mean, I guess I'm just asking for myself because,
Yeah.
I know. Did you guys try to reach out? I know in the past there's been a little bit of controversy between like Indy Lakes and how it was being ran before, but obviously it's underneath new people running it and everything. So have you guys tried to contact Billy DeHaven at all to try to see if maybe can get something there? With it being underneath new ownership and stuff.
I think that I have reached out to about 20 people to see if we can get that over there, because I think bringing Indy, in my personal opinion, as one of the three, I can only give you my perspective, but I think that Indy Lakes would be a fantastic lake to add in there. I've talked to Brandon Black and I've talked to Tyler extensively, and I said, hey, listen, you guys at Carp King, we love having you in our tournaments, and if you can do whatever you can to tell Billy, ask Billy if we can come. We want to be there more than anything. Phil and I don't think there's been, a week or two that hasn't went by that we hadn't talked about how we're going to be able to pull this off,
Yeah.
Billy does have his hands full. Unfortunately, we know what happened with his restaurant, and I can't even imagine if that happened to mine. I'll be honest with you, this would be the last thing on my mind. How do you get back from all that? So I don't have but it doesn't look like he's read it yet.
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do is we're just going to try to approach him when the season starts and he's at the lake, and I can catch him in a good mood. But
if you want to catch Billy DeHaven,
I don't know how why he thought maybe that we would ask him to let people in that that had been banned, and that's never been our policy. If you mess up at Hubbard's, you mess up at Hubbard's. That's on you. We're not going to advocate for anybody.
Right. Right.
But I think that would probably be, if he was going to do it, I think that would probably be, one of his stipulations, because we don't know what everybody did to him to even get it put on a list. I mean, some of us do know something.
That's their business.
Yeah, that's their business, As far as, getting the lake in there, it ain't going to hurt somebody to not be able to fish one lake. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. No, I agree. And, like I said, it's, it's not one of our business to advocate for somebody who's, did whatever they did. And quite frankly, I don't want to get in between Billy and someone else's business. I don't really even want to know.
Yeah. If they can't fish it, they can't fish it. I mean, it's just part of it. Like I said, hopefully they're not banned at every place.
Right. But if you're banned in every lake, TP, then you're doing something wrong.
You're doing something wrong. But really, though, I mean, I would like to see, I mean, I definitely would like to see more lakes on the trail. With Sarah Thompson.
Well, you bring up a good point, TP. Let me ask you this: what is your opinion of Mike's Lake?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that place.
My personal opinion of Mike's Lake is, just because I used to fish there. I used to fish there when I was a kid. And we used to use nothing but corn there.
Right.
There wasn't no jugs or nothing like that. That was when, fishing for carp was just fun fishing for carp. Maybe a little
Right.
something here or there, but I think it's a good lake.
How many anglers can you get around there?
I just seen somebody post a picture today. I don't know if it's from there, but somebody just posted a grass carp that they said it was from.
Was that the 42 inches?
Yeah, the 42 inch or something
Okay,
like
that's
that. They
good.
said it came from there. Really don't know, but it's a good lake. I don't know how many. I can't remember because I haven't been really in there since I was a kid. But I don't even know how many lakes they got. But it'd probably be a good tournament lake. Maybe here in a couple years with the right person running it. Obviously, you need to stock some good fish. Start some jugs. Maybe start off putting $50 each in each jug or something like that, just to antagonize the people to come fish because there's money in them and stuff. So, all these lakes have potential. You know that. Like I wish.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I could get my hands on Rainbow Lake. There's a bait house and two perfectly good lakes right there. Whether it was somebody that was wanting to start a catfish lake or preferably a carp lake and have two carp ponds.
About is Pine Lake a pay lake?
I don't really know what it is. I just, my old lady's family, her mom and them, they live in Anderson, so we go that way every time we go to Anderson. I have seen, last time I was going up there, it was during the daytime, and we did see they was spreading rocks, and they did sell a lot of the campers, or the cabins, but they still have a lot of the cabins there.
I heard that place was like under new management too.
No, but it's been underneath 10 new managements.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Right. And you guys know that Sarah opened a lake down in Spencer, so
Yeah.
there's another opportunity.
Yep, she's already put some buffalo in there, from what I've heard. And,
Yeah, 2,200 pounds, I believe.
Yep. So she's already put a nice little load of fish in there. So and I've talked to her personally. It's like she's gonna be all for it. She knows it's gonna take a minute to build it up for the carp guys to want to really come out there. You know what I mean?
So it takes a good couple years, I think. Right?
If she, she's already started. So
Right.
she's on the right path. If she puts a lot of fish in this year, as many carp as she could possibly get, they'll be possibly ready towards the end of the year, or possibly be ready. Next spring. Can get that
Right.
going.
Sarah called me. You want some bottom feeder baits right here?
You already know. She'll definitely get a hold of you. She knows. When it came to 1111, God rest
Oh.
Steve's soul. Sarah was a lot of the brains behind a lot of that operation and made it. She helped build it to what it was. You know what I'm saying? Steve did a hell of a job too, but Sarah did a lot of that for her girls and her son. So, to see where she's coming, what she's doing now, more props to her. Congrats.
Well, I can say this about Sarah. She has a hell of a work ethic.
Yeah, she does.
That is important these days. She does that.
Go get
She
it.
had the appliance thing. She moved from there to the appliance thing
Yep.
and the fireworks. I mean,
Fireworks.
she just
Yeah,
has
she
that
still has
that
both.
motor, and that's important.
That's how we get our tables from Sarah. Well, we used to get them from Sarah and Steve. Then Steve passed or whatever, and then Sarah continued to have the tables and everything. So that's where we get our tables for the chili meat.
Yeah.
If a lot of people really don't know, you know what I mean?
Thanks again, Sarah.
We get them from her. She lets us use them, then we return them and everything. So.
Real quick, the Midwest Carp Masters, and you and Phil and Jenny and Rob, you guys are all doing a fantastic job with that. Just keeping the money all sacred. How combined together. You guys throw a good little list together of all this, what goes out to it. I mean, it's really good, great management what you guys are doing, and you know,
It takes a lot.
yeah, it takes a lot, and I know.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
What? And you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not. You are going to get. You can't make everybody happy. That's.
No, you can, and you know, it is very hard.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that we had probably a 2.5 hour meeting this time,
Yeah.
and we went over every single rule, even ones that we knew that we wouldn't ever agree on. We still talked about it. We talked about the pluses. We talked about the minuses. We really tried to see what would happen if we implemented that rule. And a lot of people don't understand is we also have to take that rule has to apply to all our lakes. So sometimes those rules that people are wanting, you know, they would not do well at all our lakes.
But also, again, sometimes I feel bad for you guys. Just how many people does. Not saying complain, but I mean you guys got to keep the. I guess what I'm trying to say is one of the biggest complaints I keep on hearing all the time, and you don't have to answer me this, or you just say just pass, and that's fine.
No.
But everybody keeps talking about a lot of times the championship is always at one spot all the time. I hear stories where, well, that's the only kind of lake you get that will actually hold 91 people or something like that, et cetera, et cetera.
It's hard. It's hard.
What other lakes besides Highway Springs that would hold?
You cut out on me. I couldn't really hear your question very well.
Oh, I'm sorry. What other lakes that would hold 91 people? Because you know that's always the toss-up. People is always not saying they're complaining about it,
Right.
you know, or you know,
Well,
they always just hear it
that
all the
was-
time that the championship was always going to move to a different lake all the time. But I mean, I can
Right.
understand too that a lot of lakes don't hold 91 people, you know, either.
right. Right. So the only two currently that we have right now would be Highway and Hubbard. I don't think any other lake could hold any more than those two.
Okay. Right.
And you know there's you know valid issues on both sides there. So
Right.
you know I think we are going to look at that in the future about rotating. Obviously, it's not happening this year, but you know
Yeah.
we do look at changing things around and making sure. The one thing we don't want to do is make a major change right off the bat, or just change for change's sake, because you know I feel like we had one heck of a successful series.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally see it.
I mean, it's already successful. It was successful last year. You know what I mean? And like you said, you know, when you got 90 people in the championship and you want everybody to really to be able to try to, you know, at least have the same opportunity to catch fish, I mean, that's going to be Hubbard's or Highway.
Right.
As far as holding,
Correct.
As far as holding 90 people, you know what I mean? Unless we get to be able to hold the championship at one of the lakes in like North Carolina or something.
Yeah, that's another question. Do you guys do that? I mean, I don't.
We
I don't,
we have qualifiers there.
Yeah, like qualifier.
What was that? What was the question? I'm sorry, you cut out again.
I said that was another question. Do you guys? Is it only Indiana that you guys have? I don't get into you guys' tournaments. You know.
Yeah.
I'm more a wild water guy.
No,
But
we we went to Ohio before.
yeah.
But we go twice a year now to North Carolina.
Okay.
We structured the North Carolina around the holidays. So we're going to go Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Okay.
That way, you know, people have more time off. So, yeah, we have 4 qualifiers in North Carolina.
How about PA?
So
Blue Natty
That's a
runs
sticky
his
one.
own.
They have their own.
Do they?
Blue has his own out there.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is just 1 out of 3. Remember that, it's 1 of 3. It's definitely not a consensus. On the days that Lou is in North Carolina, I wouldn't mind going to Seggy's. I personally like Seggy's as a lake in PA. I think that the more that we can encompass more people, the better we are. But obviously our schedule's already set this year. It might be something we talk about next year.
What 2 lakes do we have in North Carolina this year? Is it Creekside and Pops?
Creekside, it goes Creekside and Creekside in May, and then Pops and South Davidson in September.
Yeah.
What do you think about those new wastelands? Creekside's getting ready to get.
I haven't seen them. I heard you guys talking about them. Are they pretty nice?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really nice.
It's not a wasteling. It's a caddy.
Yeah, it's a caddy, and it
Not a
actually,
caddy, but a cradle.
yeah, cradle.
It's a cradle, but it has a built-in weigh system. So
waste
when
ling
you
in it.
catch your fish at your spot, and I don't know if I read this right, but I want to say that he bought one for every shanty shack that he has. That way, when you catch a fish, and if there's a 27.7 up there, and you catch something big enough,
Now, of course,
you can just turn around and just
Right.
weigh it right there and see that it's not going to be 27.7, so you can put that 25 and not stress it out and carry it up there to the bait house.
Right. So that's going to go a long way for him in the lake, and a lot of wear and tear off the fish.
Yeah, a lot of stress off that fish for sure.
Man, that's amazing. That was a good call
Yeah.
too.
I mean, it's a smart business move. He's protecting his investment.
He said he treats those carp like it's his kids.
He does. I mean,
That's-
how many other? I mean, don't get me wrong. You see a lot of people put fish in, man. But come on now, Joe does everything but have baby carp running around himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he kisses his fish and everything. I've seen him do it. Like like he's one with his carp for sure.
Get a room.
Nah, he's all about his carp.
I kiss my fish.
You disrespect his fish, that means you're disrespecting him. And you know what? Nothing against our lake owners, but I wish all lake owners looked at it like that and said, "Let me catch you disrespecting one of my fish that I paid money for, and you're out of here. I don't need your $20 every time you come." You know what I mean?
It's true.
But it's hard. It's hard.
I
It's
can
hard
say-
for our lakes here to do that.
I know for sure that Robert and
No.
Nicole feel that way.
No, but I know they do because they
They
carry
definitely
a lot
don't
of,
want anyone abusing their fish.
And you're right. They have like I know it's not just I can't say it's just us.
No.
You know what I mean? Because we've been promoting it for a long time.
Oh.
But I've seen the changes that Robert has made.
Me
you
and
know what I'm
Robert,
saying?
we sat down and we talked about
From
carp care and all
carrying
that
landing mats to wasteling, he has cradles in
stuff.
there.
He's got a cradle
you know what I
now.
mean?
He's all about carp care. Good.
Yeah, so that's what we're all about. We're all about
And it's getting better and
protecting their
better. I
investment.
see it. And it's great. I think
Yeah.
it's great. Again, protect your investment.
Yeah.
But
And again, for people that's watching, pick that number.
yeah.
2 lucky winners next week. Male and a female number between 1 and 1,000 going to win a set of big money beepers, courtesy of Mike Thornburg.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep,
And
appreciate
don't
that.
forget to subscribe to our channel if you're not a
Yep,
subscriber.
and go on our YouTube channel and share a couple videos for us.
Yeah,
We
please.
will be checking to see if people share videos
We'll be
too.
watching.
Yeah, we'll be watching to get this $300 in beepers.
That was harsh on my throat.
Uh,
There we go. What do you prefer the most? Fishing at night or fishing during the day?
So I prefer fishing through the night, but my eyesight and my old age really lends me to more fishing during the day.
How old are you, Ron?
you're not supposed to ask a woman her age.
58.
How old?
58.
50. Okay. You don't look like 50. Yeah, you hold your age pretty good.
I feel like I'm 68.
I thought you
sometimes.
was right at the same age. Really, I'm gonna be 53 this year.
Yeah.
So,
So So about 53, you can tell a big difference between staying up till 4 in the morning, can't you?
Yeah, I don't go to bed till it's like midnight, 12:30 maybe. And then I get up early in the morning and get my son ready for it.
Well, yeah, but Hunter's a little bit bigger now too, so it's starting to.
No, he does not like school. He'll fight with me and everything. I'm like, boy, you better get your butt up. And I'm like,
I mean, it's
sometimes we'll have to wrestle.
I didn't want to go to school when I was younger either.
Oh, I didn't either. I hated school.
I mean,
Who
wanted to walk to school in 2 feet of snow? Because we had to do that when I was growing up. Nowadays, you know, they say we're going to have a big storm. Everybody goes to the store, clears out the whole store, and then we get a little bit of sleet and snow.
The numbers you can pick is between 1 through 1,000. Oh, how many numbers can you pick?
Oh, just one per person.
I got a question for TP.
1 through 1,000.
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah, we got
here.
27 people watching this video right now.
So
Don't embarrass me too
you
bad.
fish? I'm not. You fish a lot of wild, right?
I tried.
Why is it that you feel like the rigs may be different between wild and pay lake?
Okay.
That's a very good question, man. I just feel like there's, you know, for instance, okay, so when me, Steve, and Justin Keaton, when we fished New York,
Correct.
Justin Keaton was using wild water rods, 12 footers. Stephen Israel was using 2 12 footers. Both of them had quick drags, you know, so you barely touch it at a drop of a dime. It's gonna it's gonna tighten up. I was using 2 pay lake stands. So, in my opinion, you know, we don't know what Justin and what Steve lost, because by the time that, you know, even though they was sitting right in front of their rods, that fish was gone. It was already in a stump, or knew where the stump was, or knew where a snag was by the time they got to it. So me, you know, I was using casters. Like, I'm pulling 20. I've never caught more 20-pound fish in my life in one session. And I'm telling you, they would just. And I just had my rods up like this with my clickers on. There's just no room for error. There's, you know.
Were you fishing a hair rig?
No, not when I was in New York.
What number did you use?
No.
What size hook did you use?
I always use a 4-aught.
4?
So, but no, I was using my, you know, when the first time I went to New York, you know, I had never been there, you know, but I'm looking at, like, hey, it's a river. I fished in many rivers, you know, at home, just other places. I didn't have no problem. I caught more fish than you know, I'm really gonna honestly say probably both of them put together. Bigger fish too. We had top 10, probably 7 or 8 of them fish was mine. When me and Justin Keaton and Zach Peak went, Justin Keaton, you know, he was using 12 footers. Zach was using 12 footers. Justin Keaton caught 12 to 15 fish, but nothing over 15 pounds. Zach caught 2 fish, you know, 27 and a 36.
Were they the same type of hooks?
No, I mean it's not the hooks.
I think the little
It's the whole setup. By the time these fish run, they're peeling off 100 yards before you get to
Oh,
it.
okay, that's what you're saying.
You know, with using casters,
so they were throwing it way out there.
I was throwing it way out there too, but that's not the point. It's the point of being in control. That's my thing, and I know that's kind of what he's getting at too. You know what I mean? Like a pay lake style rig and stuff like that. You have in that rod, you have more control. Because you don't have that big bend. You don't have that big bend in your rod, man. So when me and him and Zach went, I had 8 other fish that was on the board too. I hit the 32 and a bunch of some 20s and some 18s and 19s, and I had 3 17s on the board. Like there's just no room. There's just no room for error, man. There's just, you know, gone to you treat it. I treat it just like a pay lake. And, I produce that way, you know. I'm not saying it's good. It works for everybody, but it works.
Devil's
for
advocate, right? Let's do a devil advocate right now. So the winner, what would you think that they were using of the tournament?
I was when the last tournament I fished in New York. Iceman.
We know what Iceman uses.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm trying to think of his name. I know we call him Iceman.
Oh my God.
But you know, I fished.
We call him Iceman.
Listen, we didn't catch a fish for 40 hours of the tournament. First place and second place. First place was on the right of us. Second place was on the left of us. But they was more out on like kind of points, and we was back. We was like throwing, so wherever they was landing, we couldn't get nowhere near. But it's, it's, I don't know, man. There's been a lot of pay Lakers that look up the statistics and see how many pay Lakers has won that tournament down there in New York. And most of the guys that went for that pay Lakers, they're from North Carolina. A lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, James.
Sir.
Have you ever thrown a Ronnie rig?
No, I haven't. I never did. Those really are good. Mine, I just fished just a plain, simple hair rig with sometimes with a snowball on it. A couple of maybe boilers or a couple of pieces of wood on it. On a hair, and I use about a size between an 8 and a 6. But
Nice.
yeah,
I think that's. I'm gonna do a modified Ronnie rig. Is what I'm gonna fish with this year.
okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
But like I know, Ron, your bait's gonna be there as long as you got something there for them to pick up, whether it be a fake piece of corn on there with the puff or whatever it may be. Eventually something's gonna come by and get it. I've seen it happen to you so many times.
There's this one cool hair rig that I did a long time ago, which I seen it off of a magazine, and it's basically where you actually had 3 hairs on a number, size 8 or no, size 6 hook, but each hair had maybe like 2 pieces of corn on each one. You know what I mean? I call it a corn row.
That's that is interesting. That gives a big presentation of corn.
Yeah. So you probably had like 2 pieces of corn on each hair rig. I call it the corn row hair rig, but but it's I always thought it was the coolest thing, and I have caught some carp off that. So I mean, it's.
So you've actually thrown a rig like that?
Yeah, I have. And it works.
I might have to have you tie me up one. I'll try it out.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I still got the roof.
Got a question for you,
Yeah, I did that
Ron.
for you. All right.
What is probably one of the most precious moments that you've kind of really had in carp fishing?
It has to be what I call Big Head at Highway. And it was only because it was a jug and my son lost his mind. I always tell him he goes and he gets a % of whatever we catch, I give him a % of some of the flavors that we sell. I'm just trying to keep him really involved. Well, when we hit the Big Head jug, he just lost his mind. And just, the swagger he got and the beaming, that was probably one of the best.
How old is he?
He's 12 now.
Okay, 12. Gotcha.
All right, so another quick question, man. For a lot of people that a lot of people that's watching right now, they was probably at the chili meet and witnessed what I'm about to talk about. Your son won a few raffles and a 50-50.
I know.
And a 50-50.
Did you keep the knife?
Yeah, he's got the knife and the machete and.
Yeah, he's got it.
Are you aware what happened with the 50-50?
Sort of.
I kind of, I really don't. Me and Phil Lucas talked about it.
So what happened was, ironically, we're talking about Billy's Lake. I was over there talking to Tyler Chris Tyler, about, telling him, you know, him and Brandon, they really got to get with Bobby. So that getting ready to do the 50-50. So I told my son I'd give him $10. I told him, go get me 2 tickets.
Yeah.
So he does, you know, and I finish up talking with Tyler and telling him, you know, we really want you over there. And damned if he didn't win.
No
So
kidding.
my son went over, got the money, and then brought me $10 back.
Yeah, I know he had. I don't even. I'll be honest with you. He didn't get 2 tickets. He only got 1 ticket.
Oh, he got one for the raffle and then something else.
Because I sold him his ticket, and this is funny that you bring it up because I remember the conversation just like we just had it yesterday. So this is after he already won. He won the little knife, and then he won the big machete knife. So when you told him, go ahead and get a ticket or 2, he went over there because you told him, you said get the money out of the box. So we walk over there. He gets it. He got the $10 out of the box or whatever, and he gave it to me. And I said, pick one. He said, well, all I probably need is 1. He said, I've already won a couple. And I said, well, knowing you're lucky, you'll probably be the winner. And he was the winner. He pulled the right number for sure.
Wow.
Jeez.
So
Yeah, I had to hear
that was
about that for a week.
You need to tell the kid. You need to probably buy us a couple of lottery tickets and have him scratch it off. And
Oh, listen, we went to
have him pick
Speedway
it.
just the other day, and he said, you want me to go in there and see if I can get a lottery ticket? Yeah.
Nice.
Now, I think he thinks he's got a skill now.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So are you going to let him fish at all this year?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have him fish the Wednesday night shootouts if Robert will let him.
Okay.
Yeah. So you ain't thought about just letting him, instead of you coming to the lake and fishing, just make the bait and everything and just let him just put him in?
Because I have so much going on at the tournaments, it's
kind of
a little difficult.
Right.
Maybe if I got somebody that could be there the whole time with him.
But won't you? Hey, you guys. But you're there and he's there, so why don't you guys split a set once or twice? Start him that way, where you can split a set. Just give him a rod or 2 to sit there and focus on all day. Plus, he's going to be watching your rod too. You know what I mean? While you're way over there.
Multitasking. I mean,
Maybe
you got the
the
receivers
better
coming
idea
in.
might have him split a set with Kevin Tharp, because Kevin's really not doing much anyway when he's there.
Yeah.
What do you do?
How's he doing, man? Is he doing all right? I know he's been having a few health issues and stuff.
Yeah, I messaged him, talked to him a little bit today. He's doing better. He had some health issues last week, a little bit of a scare, but he's holding in there. I'm hoping he's going to come to my daughter's place Saturday, so I get to see him Saturday.
Sweet.
But I don't know. Maybe we can get with Robert and see if we can put them together. Maybe a team fish.
I think if we had a kids tournament, Dallas would probably be the odds-on favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's a good angler.
Man, I don't know, man. I would probably say, I don't know. I think maybe we should put one of them together and we can see. Because Todd's little boy's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, Todd's son would be doing well too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that would get their kids. Like Kay Lane and them and stuff. They was they've got kids. So I guarantee you, if we put a little tournament together, maybe if Robert would let us have like a little 5-hour tournament for him or something one day. That'd be pretty neat. Try to get some extra, get some sponsors involved, and throw some flavors up, and maybe something for the kids.
To build up.
Maybe do a 10-hour tournament where the kids fish the first 5 hours, and then the adults fish the second 5 hours. But you got to use the Walmart kiddie poles.
Man, I don't know. That'd be a fight. That'd be a fight. Or you could do like a mother and son, or a father and son, or mother and daughter, or father and daughter little tournament where it's like a team. Like I said, they're splitting a set. It's a father and son duo, or a father and daughter. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Make it like a little poundage tournament for father and son, or mother, because they're mother and daughter, or mother and son, however. I think that'd be pretty cool. We should try to really work on that, because that's gonna get back to the kids. You know what I mean, and make them want to get them involved more.
That sounds like something Team Fish Fighters would put together.
Yeah. So
I knew that was coming.
Nah, I'm going to next time I go out to Hubs, I'm gonna try to get a hold of Robert and see if we can maybe put something together. I'm sure with as many people that community, that offer stuff to us as far as like pickups and big money beepers that been donated and stuff. I mean, I'm sure we can figure out something. You know what I mean? Just
absolutely.
Just for a good cause, especially because like this, we got people that's watching that has kids, and they're like, well, most of us have kids, so
Bluegill tournaments.
yeah, they already have bluegill tournaments.
I got a question for you, Ron. What is the weirdest bait you ever used?
I'm sorry, you cut out on me again?
Yeah, the weirdest bait
You've ever used?
It's probably going to be an either or. I don't know which is more weirder. I've used dog food.
What about dog food?
And alfalfa. Did a lot of fishing with alfalfa a long time ago.
Alfalfa.
So those are pretty two weird ones.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. That is pretty weird.
See, we done got started. We got people arguing, talking about my son or outrip your son.
Mommy, or something.
All right, it's a kid tournaments. Parrots, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
What is a dream lake that you would love to fish, Ron?
Oh, it's going to be the Texas one. When I go to Texas, I think it's Lake Austin.
Yeah, and you
For
catch
sure.
big buffs and commons there too.
Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of big
He's got
comments,
something good
but
going on,
yeah.
lots and lots of buffs.
Oh yeah, he has you're definitely gonna.
I like to talk to him again on the show.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had him on there.
See
too.
how he's been
And that
doing.
was we had a good. It was a good conversation.
It was
and
a great
everything.
conversation.
Really easy.
Real good conversation.
Yeah.
Got plenty of poop. What about goat poop? They've been on them goats here lately, ain't they?
Yeah, they brought that goat in for,
Yeah, they brought it to the chili meat too.
How'd you do at the chili meet, Ron?
What?
How'd you do at the chili meet?
Oh, I sold about 40% more than I thought I would.
Nice.
We, in the first 2 hours, I was like, we were almost all the way out of grape. Then the peach went. I mean, it was a lot. We sold a lot.
You had a great display there too. Really good.
Oh,
liked it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. One of my print guys that I do work with, like my menus and stuff, he hooked me up pretty good, over the top with the banners and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, well, not hopefully, for sure, we know for sure we have a bigger space for next year, so
Yeah.
we're going to be able to give everybody bigger booths.
I think it was
more room
a
and
good
stuff.
choice putting you away in the back corner.
I do, yeah.
It brings
I like the
everybody
corner
up towards
spot.
the back area and all that kind of stuff because you had a good sized crowd all the time over there, which that's good.
Yeah. You know what you might do next year is look at it like a airplane. Where you get to choose your spot, and each spot's a little premium spot.
Yeah,
Let that
VIP
little
spots.
extra go into the fish fighter fund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It does cost us to get the space, but they're
Right.
they're generous on
Yeah.
on what the prices are. He did tell us, we will be getting the bigger facility next year, but it's $100 more. But for that $100 more, we're getting more space.
And the tables.
The tables and everything are already there. Bigger kitchen, better bathrooms, a sound system and everything like that. So, some of the things that we're scrambling to get, like towards, time, because, maybe somebody backed out, like 95% of it's already covered in this building that we're getting. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna
we'll
start
have more time to
nice.
focus on,
Yeah.
with a bigger facility. We want to pull more wild water gear in, and I think,
Yeah. I'm trying real hard.
I think with the new carpangler.com, you know what I mean? Like
We're trying to get that balance going, between clay lakers and wild carpers, and because that was the two biggest complaints I heard this year. There wasn't not enough wild water stuff, and what was the other thing?
There wasn't no beer.
Yeah, we did.
No, there was beer.
There was beer.
You had to bring your own beer.
Yeah. What was it? It was something. Well, okay. I'll think about it in a minute.
That old age is
Yeah,
kicking in. Huh?
It was a time frame.
It was.
Was it the time frame?
No. Now the time frame, we have thought about it.
Yeah, we're thinking about changing it. We're thinking about shortening it up.
Well, actually, just maybe it's
A couple hours.
9 to maybe
Like 3.
3 or something like that, because it's
Yeah, that would be great.
everything started dying off really quick towards the end.
But you know, we're ahead of it now, and we're trying to get ahead of it. You know, for before it even gets here. That way, everybody's gonna know. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's only gonna be a 5-hour tournament, or not a tournament, but you know, a 5-hour venue that day.
Yeah.
So we can control the crowd a little bit more. You know, because like right towards the end, like, you know, there was a lot of people that was really just there standing around, which we appreciate the support. But you know, they was just waiting for the raffles and everything, and some of them had to wait longer than probably what normal. That's why we put the names on the tickets and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out too to Eric Watson.
Eric Watson.
He won a couple things.
Oh yeah.
In the raffle.
Yeah.
And
He
he donated back to us as a team.
About that.
So we'll figure out.
Well, Jeremy Dime's got the stuff.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we're gonna do, because he just told us to do a raffle on it or something. So, we'll probably do another thing next week and start that.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that situation out.
But what do you? Hey Ryan, what do you like to see carp fishing be like, more like in the future or something like that?
Well, I wish that we could all get away from all the arguing.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I don't think that ever going to happen.
You know?
We could.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Ron.
Yeah.
From what because you've been to North Carolina and you've been to a lot of the lakes, what do you think would help our lakes the most to keep people from arguing?
TP, you cut out right at. What would you think would keep?
What do you, with you've been to North Carolina and you see how the guys fish down there and stuff like that. What do you think that's one thing that our lakes could adopt from down there that would keep the arguing down?
A lot of it has to do with things that our lakes can't do. I'm looking at Hubbard's and things. Hubbard's has a great lake that has a lot of structure, a lot of bends, a lot of corners, a lot of bank things. The Carolina lakes are like Creekside. It's a big circle with a rope down the middle, just like Ward's.
Right.
It's our lakes are actually what you would consider like if you went to a regular lake.
Yeah.
So the arguments that we have is you're casting in my spot, or hey, straighten your lines out, and things like that. That's a lot of ours. So the ropes and the buoys, and to be able to, I think that it would not be feasible for us. So I honestly think that there's not much they can do, because you definitely don't want them to change the structure of the lake.
No,
because,
for sure.
they're great at it.
But that's really what I was getting. Like, you hit the nail right on the head. What I was really getting to, and some of the people watching too. Because I've been to some of the lakes down there. Like, look at Ward's. Look how Ward's is really kind of shaped. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got that L type shape, and look how many they all fish at an angle. A lot of them fish at an angle and stuff down there, man. And sometimes that causes a little controversy if you don't know, if you've never been there and you never fished there.
Like Hubbard says, sure, you put a rope down each lake. You got 4 ponds.
He'd have to, if Robert did his, he could possibly put one across 3 and probably be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But as far as like 4, he would have to have a special type of rope. You know what I mean?
It would just be extremely complicated.
Yeah, I mean, but it could happen. You know what I mean? Like, if he really wanted to, then, you know, he could really have a rope put in there, but it would have to be a special type of rope. But it would equal off certain spots and allow, you know, because you could be in one spot and you're supposed to be the only one to be able to throw here, and you got this guy over here throwing way over here, fishing where you're fishing, and he's done cross two or three people.
And the other thing to consider is that one thing that we've learned from Highway, when Highway roped it off, the fishing in the back lake has changed drastically.
Oh yeah, it's changed. Different holes are hitting. Like the shallow end, the fish are starting to hit a lot more in the shallow end. It seemed like too.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're moving closer to the, you know, to the banks and things.
Yeah, they're moving in.
Huh. So, I got a question for you. What's your biggest pet peeves about carp fishing? Anything, thing that bothers you the most? I mean, it could be even other anglers, or you know, or carp fishing itself, or people, whatever. I mean, it could be anything.
You know, I really don't have very many pet peeves in that. It's one of the things the reason why I even do this is because through the week is so stressful. So I go there, you know. I guess if I had one pet peeves is that some of these tournaments, these guys fish it like it's their job. You know, they're extremely serious. They're, you know.
I think down south, I feel like it's their job.
But down south is different.
Yeah, it's different. I mean,
it's completely different.
They actually make it's like their job. You know, that's their own cable.
I mean, it's not that.
That's what pays rent down there.
Down there, they can do that. There's 20 lakes in a so many mile radius. You know what I mean? So there's people down there, like, you see some of they have fishing vans. Like,
right.
You know, Ron's seen it,
TP,
you know what I mean? They can go fish a different lake every day. So it could be a job.
But also, you know, you ask those guys in North Carolina, and they're going to tell you what they're fishing with.
Oh, yeah. That happened to me the first time I ever went down there. We went down there the first time, and we're sitting here. Where, you know, we showed up a day early to fish, and we was there in December.
Can you use it as a tax write-off?
I don't know, but we was there in December, and we got there a day early to fish. You know, we was able to fish the day before the big tournament. So we're sitting here, we're all throwing chow, and we all threw chow all day long, and we're seeing these other guys throwing these brown balls, and we didn't know what the hell it was. So, you know, we was up there in the bay house, and, you know, we was just learning to really get really meet Chris Sutherland, you know what I'm saying, owner of Pops. And I don't even know the guy's name. He was in the bait house. He was like, "Oh, you boys from Indiana?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was, you know, and Chris was like, "Yeah, he ain't catching no fish today." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Come out here, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you something." And he told me, he was like, "I shouldn't even really be giving you this because my partner is gonna be fishing against you guys tomorrow." You know what I mean?
Oh, I think I remember that.
But he went out there, and he had a little bit of bread left, and he told me exactly how he made it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you should have seen us, me, Jack Ragland, Justin Keaton. I mean, we was all down there 2 o'clock in the morning in the hotel room, got blenders going, grinding up bread. You know what I mean? But he showed, you know, and we caught fish the next day, and we won money that day too. You know what I mean? So just like Ron said, they will help you out down there, for sure. Right on, Mike. Yep, that's my new pickup sponsor. But he said you better have a van. Yeah, a lot of them guys down there got real vans, man. You open it up, they got flavors all in there. They got drawers, they got everything hanging. They only drive it to
Arsenal.
the lake. Yeah.
Nothing about Arsenal.
Yep. You got any more questions for us, Ron?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. we're almost about ready to hit our 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, what advice can you give somebody when you get to let's say Hubbard's? What advice can you give somebody when you get to Hubbard's and you try to scout out a spot where you're trying to maybe fish that day, depending on if you get a top 5 draw?
Well, a lot of it, excuse me, a lot of it depends on where you really want to do for the day.
Right.
If you go to the Rock or the Point on 4, you're going to probably catch fish.
Yeah.
Are you going to try to win the tournament? You want to try to catch it grassy? I think your best odds would probably be to go to the shallow end of 4 or the backside of 2. If you want to catch a ton of fish, Sheep Farm.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna just sit there and have a great day, or do you want to sit and wait for that one special fish?
Right.
Beauty about scouting hubs is, man,
You can get the worst spot.
not really a bad spot.
No, because look where you wasn't there, but John Gordon was in between the sheep farm and the first spot around the sheep farm. You know that little corner right there?
Yeah.
That's where John Gordon was fishing at Friday or Sunday, and that's where he won it from, using corn.
Yeah.
You just told us to go bait, man.
No, it ain't no secret.
Dang.
Ain't no secret. I threw corn all day Sunday.
tell
Couldn't
another
get a
man's-
sniff on it.
You don't tell another man's bait, man. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw somebody told him congratulations.
Yeah,
Corn-
So the secret was out.
How's it feel to work with Rob and Phil and Jenny and all that stuff when you guys do the Midwest Carp Masters?
It's pretty good.
Is it like a good team?
Like I said, we usually do it over dinner because it extends out.
All right.
I also think we make Jenny frustrated a lot.
I can imagine.
Because
Imagine. Yeah.
We definitely bounce ideas back and forth, and we always try to play devil's advocate, and she's like, trying to herd cats is what I imagine it's like for her to keep us on topic.
I know Jenny's got a lot on her plate. She's kind of like, I'm not gonna say that the brain's behind it.
Man,
but
yes, she is. She is the brain.
I feel like she's the mule.
She keeps track of everything.
I'm not calling her.
It's a lot to keep track of all that. And
Yeah.
every week. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's a lot, and then it's actually a little bit more than what people, can understand of what she does.
Yeah.
There are several times that she even has to weigh the fish and run the tournament.
Right.
Keep
right.
track of everything, it's a lot. And then, we added in the little special ordeal with, you have to fish 3 of them. So now she has to keep track of every single person that fishes and how many times they fish.
Always throwing a wild card.
So since you said something about fishing 3 of them, so did that change this year?
It didn't. We did talk about it. We talked the benefits of fishing 2, the benefits of fishing 4. We even surmised what would be like with 5. The issue that we kept running across is, we want to keep our numbers up at the time we had Ohio and North Carolina. So, we could never really be more than 4 because, North Carolina guys can really, unless they drive to Indiana, are only going to be able to fish 4.
Yeah.
So, we talked about it, and it just kept coming back to 3 is the perfect number for it. We talked about, we even talked about, well, what about if it's 3 and it has to be 3 different lakes? We went over the good and the bad, and obviously the bad is, well, what about the guys? We don't want to make guys that live in Martinsville drive to, Richmond, and vice versa. Richmond drive, they don't, when they don't have to. So, we obviously didn't end up going that route. but it was something that, came into discussions.
Okay, so my next question leads to, I mean, obviously there was some controversy over it last year. So, hypothetically speaking, say I do get qualified on the first tournament that I fish, but then I go out of town for work for the next 4.5 months, but when I get back, there's only one tournament left to fish. Now, am I going to be able to buy 2 sets like how the gentleman was last year? Well, did you guys go over that and like be stern on it? Like,
We did.
no, you do have to fish 3.
The ordeal is this: you have to have 3 paid tournaments.
Yeah. So no more
That's-
2 tournaments fish. The last one you could buy 2 sets, which gives you your third. Or
As long as yes. Currently, if you want to fish, and you need to fish next to each other.
yeah. So that's good. That's good that you guys got that out of the way and everything too. Just for people that was probably watching.
Yeah, just for clarification, I know that there was a lot of hard feelings over that, and
And that young man that did buy them too. He didn't win no money that day.
no, he didn't. He lost 2 sets of money's worth.
Yeah, I fished I was on the point in 3, and he was, I watched him. I mean, he caught a couple fish, but he didn't, he didn't win no money though. So.
Right, yeah. Now, if you fish 2 sets, a couple things. 1, obviously you can only qualify 1.
Yeah.
And 2, you cannot get double points.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Did you guys even think about removing the if you fish so many tournaments, you automatically get in if you don't qualify if you're the top 2 people. Do you think that should have been changed just because? And I'm really asking this for me because I feel like no matter what, I feel like I know you, I know Jenny, I know Phil, and probably Rob Stout. You guys are probably not going to miss a tournament if you guys try not to miss any tournaments. You know what I mean? So
Right.
do you think a lot of people think that rule plays into your guys' favor because they know that Phil or Jenny may not miss no tournaments, so if one of them don't get qualified, one of you guys will automatically get in?
All right, so my answer to this is going to sound very arrogant, and I hope it doesn't come across that way.
No, you're good, brother.
But
It's just,
Tell us
it's
what's
just,
on your
it's just
mind.
a question, and I'm sure other people,
I don't think-
thought about it too.
I can promise you that never came into play because I don't think Phil and it could happen. It
Yeah.
really could happen, but
Yeah.
I don't,
Hopefully,
I think
hopefully it
eventually
don't.
we'll get
Hopefully
in.
everybody, you
So-
guys all get qualified.
yeah. So that being said, the whole reason why was like if someone, let's say TP fishes 10 of the tournaments, he's
I was
got
almost one of
$2,000 in
them
that
lucky
thing.
guys last year. I almost
So-
got in.
What was that?
I was almost that person last year if I wouldn't have hit that 23 something at the Hubs tournament.
Right. So the whole premise of this is if you got a guy that comes there on the first day and hits that fish and he's out, he's got $200 in the pot,
Yeah.
right, for us to fish for,
Yeah.
or whatever it would be, 125. Sorry. Versus a guy that's came to 10 or 12 of them that's put 1,000 into it.
Mm-hmm.
We just want him to have that chance as well. And like if you go all season, you don't catch one until the end. What's the danger of me catching one that day too?
Yep, because you never know. Because
Right.
if me or you are in line, and we both get qualified that day, it bumps up to the next 2 people.
Right.
But I
That
don't
was
see,
another
I don't
thing
really
that we
see
talked
none of you
about.
guys not getting qualified though. You guys are all good fishermen and fisherwomen, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't take nothing away from them because they are one
But going back to what I said about us getting qualified, I think everybody goes to every tournament thinking today's the day we're going to get qualified. So I don't think that I'm better than anybody, but I will say that I think that if any fisherman that goes every single tournament will probably qualify somewhere in that line.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm better, but I think that if anybody goes to all of them, they're probably going to hit it eventually.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's easier to get qualified in the beginning or easier to get qualified at the end?
Well, the odds are in the end.
Yeah.
What's up, Josh?
But ironically, the last couple years, I've always gotten qualified early. And I don't know if that's just that, I've gotten that lucky. A lot of it also has to do with which lake we're at,
Yeah.
At Hubbard's, you can catch any fish and not be safe all the way up, Highway, there's certain spots that, you have a really good shot of getting qualified at first week through week, 25.
Yeah.
But again, I think the biggest thing is the more times, it's like the lottery. The more times you enter, the more times you have a chance to win.
Yeah. One of our viewers, Henry Glover, said, but there is some of us that live on a fixed income and can't fish 3 or 4 tourneys to get to fish the big one.
Well, Henry, here's the one thing that Phil and I talked about. We are talking about having a couple low-cost entries where, not going to have a bigger payout, but, it's not going to cost as much to get in. I don't know which ones we're going to do that on, but it was brought up at the last meeting that we want to have 1 or 2 budget-friendly ones.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
So that is something that we talked about and thought about.
That.
Keep the price kind of low and not really pay
Correct.
keep the price kind of low, but don't pay out a bunch of spots so you still keep the money kind of high. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
So instead of doing
Yep.
like $40 spots, put all them $40 together and then do you a breakdown. First, second, third, we'll go like that. You know what I'm saying? Or shit, it'd be nice to see a poundage tournament. Get qualified that way.
Old school way.
Top 3 people with the most fish. You know what I mean? Get qualified. That'd be a nice one too.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's something that we talked about, and it would be a hard thing to do. It's a lot to keep track on.
Oh, it is.
But I'd like to see something like that too.
I mean, just some different
And if
formats. We've been using the same format, which is, obviously, if it ain't broke, don't
Right.
fix it. You know what I mean? But I think I wouldn't even mind going back to the 15 minutes. Like just a tournament here and there. Pay, especially at like Highway every 15 minutes, because they're gonna sit out there and they're gonna be on it like they always are. They're not saying Robert don't, but Robert would too. Just to switch some things up every now and then.
What's the
Right.
Mm-hmm. Go on. Sorry, I was getting ready to cut you off, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, one of the other things that we talked about on the tournaments, I don't know if you saw a lot of the chatter back and forth, was being able to move during the tournament.
Okay.
I think we spent at minimum, an hour on this. And, we honestly could not come up with the best scenario because there was always issues. We ended up staying with the rule that we have. You can't move within the first hour and you can move afterwards. But we ran through everything. You can move till noon, or you can, you have to wait till the first hour and can only move through the other hours. There were just a lot of things. And as you know, TP, with a lot of, like using Highway as an example, if you fish the back lake, you're trying to get qualified. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't happen. A lot of people would like to move to the kiddie pond or something where, maybe you can get your money back.
Yeah.
Well, you won't, under that rule, you're stuck.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think I would kind of like that though. You know what I mean? Just because
being stuck.
I mean, that's to hear me out. Like that's a spot that I picked. You know what I mean? Like whether I have first draw or medium draw or whatever, like I chose to go to that spot. And sometimes I think that rule, and this is just my opinion, you know what I mean? I can't speak for nobody else, but for somebody, let's say that somebody did get a bad draw, but they still went to an okay spot, and there's a spot on each side of them, and they're over there, man, they're winning. They've already hit 2 or 3 spots. They hit a side pot, and then boom, somebody's allowed to move in right next to them on both sides and shut them down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was another conversation, and my theory was that we should be able to do like North Carolina, where you have to leave a spot.
Yeah. Just leave a spot next to somebody.
Yeah, so that you leave, or as the other issue with that, where we talked about, is like Hubbards and highways really not marked off for spots, like they are in North Carolina, where you have pegs and, you can easily tell where another spot is. But, I think that we just kept going back and forth until we just really couldn't come up with a good thing.
Yeah.
Something that the majority of everybody would want.
Right, right.
Another thing, I know last year, I kind of got into it with,
What?
yeah, I got in, me and Shane Fitzpatrick we both had some heated words, it was the first term of the year, but
That's
that's
not very sportsmanlike.
No, it wasn't for neither one of us. It was the first term of the year, it was cold out. We had a little argument over a spot, but that's what's leading up to my next question. So, is there something in place this year that is going to pretty much guarantee that, because we're, all these anglers are paying this money, and then when they get there, they're drawing out to their spot, but when they get to their spot, everybody's arguing about the spot, and we've seen this at Highway, we've seen it at Hubbard's, it don't matter if they got ropes or not. People don't really know where their number peg is. So, did you guys talk about making sure that each tournament, as long as the ground is not wet with moisture or has been raining, is it all the spots going to be marked off this year?
So I don't know about being able to physically mark them off. One of the issues we have is, Robert, Saturday night, they fish right up until the time that we're ready to go.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I'm asking.
The pegs on the board
does it fall on
really. Go ahead.
That's kind of what I'm asking. Does that fall upon the lakes because we're being able to host a tournament there, or does that fall on the Midwest carp? The people that are running the tournament. You know what I mean?
It would be more for us to do.
Yeah.
That would be something we would have to do.
Yeah. But I mean, just in kind of sense, I know it's a lot. I know it's something that's not just going to happen as soon as we get there. You know what I mean? But do you guys, obviously you're just one person. Do you think that it would calm a lot of the controversy? You know what I'm saying? If somebody's really able to get out there, maybe one of you guys or whatnot, to be able to make that happen, just to calm some stuff down.
Well, I personally wouldn't mind seeing us be able to put in a few permanent pegs if they're, not very obstructive, where that we wouldn't have to do that all the time.
Right.
At least at the 2 major lakes that we fish, Highway and Hubbard's.
Some nice dowel rods, maybe in the middle
Yeah.
of a piece of leather or something, that's been stamped.
Yeah, put rods there, metal rods with the little clay numbers.
Yeah, like those orange caps.
Yeah.
With the number on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just nail it into the ground, and it should stay there, depending on. But like I said, maybe we should come up with something and try to get some donations together to where we can do that. You know what I mean? There's so many of us as carp anglers that go out there and fish these tournaments, and as we know for a fact, if I peg 27 and I go here and here's peg 27, I don't have to sit here and say, oh man, hey, you're in my spot, or I think you drawed out the wrong number, or I think you're supposed to be over here. You know what I mean? I think that'd cut down a lot of the controversy as far as as spots wise. You know what I mean? But it's just stuff to think about. I mean, obviously you guys, like you said, you guys think about a lot of stuff as it is already. So
how's the peg draw at the beginning these days?
I think they rolled on that too. Anything over 50, we might have draw partners. Under 50, I think we'll do singles, right?
Well, I'm talking about the time.
That is
Like,
correct.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30.
So
I think we got 30
seconds.
seconds. Really, it should be less than that because you guys are staring here at the same boards that you guys stare at for the last 3 years. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know, I mean, I know if I get a top 5 or top 10 draw, I know which spots that I'm trying to get. You know what I mean? For the way that I like to fish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I like to fish in protected spots.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I went to the point on 3 because I knew there was 11 people there, and I knew if with me having that good of a draw, I wanted to go somewhere where a bunch of people ain't running towards the bank. You know what I mean? It's well rounded right there. There's plenty of room. I was only fishing against one person, and I think that's why I caught 10, 11 fish. You know, because for that reason, not a lot of stuff going on.
Jason Huffman goes, what about something like the golfers use to mark
Where they tee off.
Where they tee off.
The thing is just getting the materials and everything like that.
Yeah.
A lot of the lake owners are already putting fish in and stuff like that. Like Ron said, this would fall back on Ron and Phil and Jenny and Rob Stout. They would have to be the ones to really kind of come up with something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what we could probably do, TP, to offset that, something like that,
Yeah.
is maybe do a 50-50 throughout the year, and letting everybody know that 50-50 would be go to purchase something like things that will help mark the
there you
lakes.
Yeah.
I can dig that.
No, I really think. Honestly, Ron, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, real good idea.
Or, even if we could. If we can find a couple people that would sponsor, I'm sure we can raise some money somehow, you know what I'm saying, to get some stakes for, I'm sure Robert will let us do it. I'm sure Highway will let
Somebody with
us
some
do it.
deep pockets.
It ain't really gotta be deep pockets,
Oh, okay.
man. If everybody, if we had 110 people there, if everybody put in $1 or $2, that's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good sized tip jar.
And you definitely want it, something that's going to
Last.
wear well. Yeah.
Like I was saying,
You know.
like a square piece of thick rubber, like this right here, and then have somebody.
Railroad ties.
Huh?
Railroad ties.
No, that's too big. You don't want nothing big involved.
4x4s.
You'd want a little piece.
Well,
of, you'd want a little piece of plastic or piece of thing like that, and have the number stamped in it. That way, the number don't never wear off, and you can nail it into the ground. And like you said, put a washer on the head of it. That way, when you put it down, it holds that plastic down, and you can't pick it up. It'll be there. It'll just be there. You know what I mean? They got something like that in North Carolina.
Bricks.
That's why I went to the slide down into. Yeah, I know, man. I wish I would have came over there too with you, man. I probably would have actually won some money. We're getting towards the end of our show. Does anybody else have a question for Ron before we jump off here?
We'll give about a good 2 minutes, about 5 to 4 minutes. It takes a while for people to type in whatever they need or something like that.
Anything else you want to talk about, Ron? Any more new products or
Oh man, you got some great products, that's for sure.
No, he does.
No.
I got I love R&W, but I got a bunch of Wicked too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like you said, like you got Big Money Beepers there that is sponsoring you. He's doing a great job out there.
Very good.
He's definitely getting his name out there.
Little shout out to Dustin. He uses all my flavors on his pig sticklers. And I'm really impressed with how him and Ty have really, done so well. Those guys have really put their foot on the pedal and are doing big things. Both Dustin and Ty there.
No, they are. I'll be honest with you, Ron. I won a raffle from Ty last year sometime, and he had just started making the pickups, and he sent me some along with the raffle, whatever that I won. And we had a show here about a month ago, and I knew I still had them, and so I went and grabbed them or whatever. And I was gonna show them on the show, but you know they was like a year old, but they was hard. Yeah, they was hard, and that was the first thing he told me. He's like, bro, so much has changed. He was like, I seen you pull them pickups out, but like these, Maple Magic, Green Linux.
That's good.
What?
Banana nut.
Banana Nut Extreme. You know what I mean? Like, and these pickups, like they're spongy. Like he does.
Yeah.
But that's, I ain't even gonna lie. Like I used some of his. I had a bunch of them. It was Triple X. What was it? Triple X. I want to say Triple X Venom is what I was using Sunday. But that was like I tried a few different ones, and that's why I started getting my hits on here. But shout out to Type O. Appreciate the pickups, brother. Keep doing what you're doing because they all smell good.
Yeah, I've been seeing the ponds used painted stepping stones out in the.
Yeah, they were talking about getting the tinted stepping stones and stuff.
Yeah.
So, quick question for Ron. Let's see. What's Ron's favorite late night breakfast place? LOL.
I wonder.
Oh, that's easy. That's the Waffle House with Chris and Dustin when we were out there in North Carolina.
Yeah,
You gotta be careful with those guys. They get you in trouble.
Yeah. Jeffrey Williamson said we got to get James a white back in the mix. Oh, James White back in the mix. Yeah, he don't fish much anymore, man. He's too busy cutting hair. Tommy Kennedy said, yeah, I've seen ponds use painted stepping stones, and rule usually is 10 inches on either side of it. Go to bait.
10 feet.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna call it.
Yep. Ron, hey, we appreciate you, Ron.
It was an honor.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Yeah, well, thank you.
We appreciate the donations that you gave us too with the chili meat.
Yeah.
Like always, you always do that, and we appreciate you guys. I know everybody appreciates you for everything that you do for all the carp anglers, man. Because I know you do a lot, and you give a lot, Ron, too.
I do.
Well, thank you guys.
The way you guys can thank Ron,
Yeah.
for having an awesome product, just keep shopping with you, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Henry.
Product speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You know,
Good job.
his reps, they're always catching fish. I mean, look at Tiffany and Nick. Tiffany won the championship. Nick came in
biggest
like,
fish,
what,
yeah.
third or something like that last year?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can I do a little bit of brag?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want,
Hell
Ron.
yeah, go for it.
Back-to-back years, Wicket.
Yeah.
Frank won it this year. Tiffany won it the year before.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
My guys really showed out in these championships.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of them.
Good job. Good job.
And there's a lot of people out there that, that is not sponsored by Ron.
But they
Still, you know what I mean? They're using this product, and it just goes to show that it's not just his reps. You know what I'm saying? That's catching fish. There's people catching fish everywhere off of it.
Yeah. So definitely a big shout to Wicked Flavors on that
Yeah.
stuff. But,
Well, thank you guys.
Stay tuned on the for people watching. Stay tuned on the kids tournament, man. I'm really gonna try to get something like that going. Maybe we could talk to Robert or just somebody, and see if we can get that going at one of the lakes. Just try to have a little fun tournament for the kids.
yeah, heck yeah. So. All right, Ron. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Ron.
You take care.
We'll see you
All right.
around. And you fishing Sunday? No, you ain't fishing Sunday, are you? There ain't no tournament.
No, so I make a deal with my family. They let me fish strong all the way from the first week of April all the way to October without giving me any headache. But I donate all my time in between that to those guys. So
You got to.
this weekend, my daughter has her last performance for Graham, so I'm going to be doing that, and then still involved in my son's wrestling and things.
Yeah. They're good. Good job. Yeah, you got family first, man.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you,
Yeah,
Ron.
we got a good blend.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys do, man. And thank you, like I said, everything for you that you do for the carp community.
Yeah. Thank you.
The stuff that's seen and the stuff that is unseen too. You know.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk. We'll talk to you again in the
We'll
future.
get you on the show again. Definitely.
Alrighty.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Ron.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, carp anglers, James Sanders. Nah, but you gotta turn it down. Look, you don't even know what you're doing. Stop. We're starting to echo.
Okay, get it. All right.
Don't forget to get your guys' numbers in, man.
Yeah.
This tournament or this tournament. Somebody's gonna win 2 sets of beepers. Big money beepers too at that. 2 winners, 1 male, 1 female.
Going to the lake.
Make sure you guys pick your number between 1 and 8,000. Me and James had both wrote numbers down on the back of this piece of paper right here before we started.
Yeah.
So we both
Yeah.
are looking for 1 male and 1
One female.
female.
Yeah.
We're gonna, if you know,
Can't go over, right?
if you can't go over,
It's got to be under the number.
closest person to the number wins, without going over.
So is my number for the males or your number for the males?
I'm gonna do my numbers for the male. Your number is for the female.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you guys have wives, I highly suggest you get them on here and have them make a comment for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But okay, you know our next guest.
look at there.
What the?
Look at that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, our next guest.
Yeah, our next guest is going to be Mike Pearson. He's from Idaho. Idaho. Yeah, Idaho.
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 Ohio.
No.
Idaho, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idaho. No. He's from Idaho.
He's from Idaho.
Idaho.
That's my uncle.
Mike
That's
Pearson.
one. Yeah.
No. Yeah, Mike Pearson.
Yeah, Mike Pearson. Yeah. His name's spelled the same as mine.
He's a wild carper. He's got a very unusual bait. It's called boilie baits, and that these boilies, and he does stuff with pack baits. It actually disintegrates into the balls. Actually takes about maybe a good 30 minutes. The boilies takes 30 minutes, and then it actually disintegrates, breaks down into a little
Into like a little pickup,
like to a little
little powder, a little.
powder on the
So it's a boiler that breaks down.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And he's got this website he's been doing for a while. So I mean, we're
He gonna send you some pictures and.
yes.
Is he gonna send you any product for us to show or anything
Yeah.
that you know of?
Yep, he's already did. We got some.
No, I'm saying like did he actually send you
Not yet.
any product that we can like, hey, look,
No.
you know, we're looking at this. I think
Alright,
this is gonna be good.
how about this? Throw this one out here.
Remember, we're looking for 1 male and 1 female.
1 male, 1 female.
1 to 1,000.
Yep.
Get your number in.
Here you go. Okay, that's 1. See that? See how it's breaking down?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So.
I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I'd like to see some in a pay.
You guys can see that. Yes, it's actually breaking down.
Yeah, if you like.
It's like little
if you
boilies.
look right there.
And it's, yeah. So I mean, it was an interesting conversation that I had with him, and I think he'd be a good guest for all you wild carpers. You know, stay tuned, and pay lickers too. Whatever, you know, you guys, we always gonna learn from both sides. So, but yeah, you also have to stay tuned. Oh yeah, also the video, the podcast is going to be on a Tuesday.
Yeah, next week it'll be on
Next week.
Tuesday.
So we're not going to always have it on this Wednesday. But I mean, it's always going to be on Wednesday. I'm on call Wednesday, so I can't make it Wednesday. So
Yep, and always support your local bait shops. Adams Outdoors,
Yep.
The Bobber Shop, Indie Bait and Tackle, right? Another
Anything that
thing,
goes-
yeah, but another thing too. I've seen a post here recently in the last couple days. I'm sure other people seen it too. TJ Wise with Naptown Bait and Tackle.
Oh yeah.
From what I read and my understanding, they will be back open, but I want to say they will be in a different location.
Right.
They've been waiting on insurance and stuff like that, you know, to really move forward. So I guess they've gotten word from insurance. So all that should be happening. You know, he said between like April, let's see, between like the end of April and maybe sometime in May. They
Good luck on that.
will have another shop and stuff back open. So congrats to them for finally getting all that stuff worked out.
More carp bait. I mean, that's
Yeah,
great.
more just another place for everybody to be able to get. It kind of makes me wonder where where his shop's gonna be at.
I'm pretty sure it'll probably around Mooresville.
Huh?
If I was going to guess, probably around Mooresville or something.
I don't know, man. Me personally, I would want to come more into the city.
Yeah.
The more cars that are going by, the better chances you got of pulling some business.
True.
So it's all it's all about location.
All right. Also, for the new members, well, not first-time buyers at carpanglers.com, use the code CARP10. Use code code is CARP10 for you get 10% discount.
Yep, only first time buyer.
But also,
So
he
if
has
you
some-
bought,
yeah.
hint, you might want to have the wife put an order in for you.
He's us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can they go by the? Maybe they have to do by. I don't know. That's all. It's all about Raphael, whatever he says.
But it don't matter, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's still going to give
But-
that person 10%, but that's also another person that's came and seen.
I'm gonna get my child into it.
Huh? You might as well. Shit, it ain't no different. Ain't no different than my mom putting the light bill in my name when I was 5. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I think I did that one time.
Always practice good carp care. Landing mats. A lot of our lakes are, they're strict, getting a little stricter on that now, taking care of their investment.
Heck yeah.
Baby changing
should.
mat, any type
They
of
should.
mattress. They should.
Heck yeah. But also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so. If you have, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Let's bring our stats up higher. Let's get some stats.
Some stats.
Some stats going up.
Let's get our stats up.
Yeah, let's get some bars.
We need you guys, if you guys can, please share this, like it, subscribe. We appreciate everybody.
Appreciate you. Love you guys. Love you. God bless you.
Like I said, don't forget to go to carpangler.com.
Yeah.
First time buyers, 10% off.
Yeah.
You guys heard all this before.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think
I think it's it.
it's about that time. Are you ready to get out of here, James?
Huh?
Are you ready to get out of here?
All right.
I feel like I'm in a old school, just cruising, and you're riding on a horse.
I'm on a horse. I'm on a power horse, man.
A power trip.
All right. Later, guys.
Yeah.
See you guys later. Thanks for watching.